edition of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
Happy February and happy Pride Night here from the Marano Campus Center, and welcome to the pregame show where your Oswego State Lakers take on the Fredonia Blue Devils alongside Zachary Haynes and Brian Rudman. I'm your host, Michael Gross, and wow, what a matchup we have tonight. But on the pregame show, we have a recap of last weekend's game against Morrisville, both games. We have the struggles that Fredonia's been going through, a solo interview, a matchup, today's matchup, players to watch, and the keys to the game. But let's start it off. Let's take a recap of the last game. Brian, take us through what you saw last Saturday.
Well, last Saturday, it was more of the same that we saw on Friday. The only difference was that the goalie play was different. On Saturday, Oswego won the shot battle 42-16 against Morrisville. They really did a good job finding the net. And you can see it here, getting it started early, getting the puck in front of the net, making the goalie move around, finding that open space, and putting it away. They did a really nice job finishing. You can see it here on the breakaway. Oswego gets it out. And a nice save here by the goalie, but a great job following up by Oswego, hustling down the ice to make a play. And now again, just finding a way to fight the game, fight the puck in. Great scrappy play in front of the net. A nice little move here, going stick side to the goalie, and just continuing in the third period. Another nice goal right there. And Oswego just dominated the entire night, scoring. And even though the goalie had 35 saves, allowing 7 goals, they did a great job.
Zach, the first game was a 2-1 victory for Oswego, nice and easy, but 7-2 was the final score on Saturday, a routing of the Mustangs. What was the difference? What was the big difference in the Saturday's game?
I think the biggest difference, especially commentating on the first game and then compared to the second game, it was the man behind, in front of the net. Jared Young, direction, was just a phenomenal goalie that night, and he was able to keep that Friday game close 2-1, and the next day, unfortunately, Morrisville got flipped upside down with a goalie change and allowed that 7-2 victory to happen for the Lakers.
Now, regardless of the victory, there were a lot of penalties in that game. 27 minutes in that game.
Well, it's not like Oswego. They usually pretty disciplined and stay out of the penalty box. The biggest thing was Colton Fisher with the game misconduct, late in the game, a hit to the head. You can see the stats here, though. Oswego dominated the entire game, though. You see the shot. They won the game in the face-off, and they really just dominated the night. Like you said, really not like Oswego to be in the penalty box as much as they were.
All right. Who stood out in the game for Oswego? Who had the points? Who scored?
Definitely a big shout out to Allen right there. Big defensive play out there. Also Tyler Kirk. There were so many players flying around. It's hard to pick just one person for that, but definitely the defense won that game to make sure Morrisville stayed away from the offensive side and allowed for a 7-2 score.
Yes. But now let's dive into Fredonia on their recent struggles. They have had 4 straight games where they have not won a game. And how important is this game tonight for Fredonia?
Well, it's huge. As we head towards the end of the season, you know, each team has about 6 games left. We're in the last few weeks. You got to fix that to get it going before the SUNYAC playoffs. If you have any chance to beat teams like Oswego and Geneseo in the playoffs, you have to get playing right, and that starts with staying out of the penalty box. That's something they've really struggled with recently, and also finishing off games. In those 2 ties in their last 4 games, they've blown leads in the last minute. That's deflating as a team, and it's not going to help you down the line.
Yeah, and Zach, they went from 4th in the D3 pairwise rankings in the week of January 14th, I believe. Now they're dropped down to 16. They're out of the top 15. What does this mean for Fredonia? Can they get back?
I mean, the big thing now is that, as Brian put it, there's only a few games left in the season. They got to turn it around now. Otherwise, they may be looking on the outside from the playoffs this year.
3 of their last 4 losses have been on the road this season, and you can see it right now. The first 5, Geneseo is the #1 in the Division III pairwise rankings, followed by Wisconsin Stevens Point, your own Oswego Lakers, Wisconsin Eau Claire, and Williams, who we had 2 matchups against over the break. And then just out of the top 5 is New England College. There it is, Fredonia, the matchup tonight, and Utica. So once again, Fredonia needs to win this game. It's a must win to get back into that top 5.
Definitely, they need to turn it around. You can't say it enough. If you don't win in your last 4 games, you can't be doing that. If you have any hope to do anything in the playoffs, they have to turn it around tonight.
Yes, they do. Coming up, we have an interview with the newcomer, Jeff Solo, and how he wants to, and how he wants to make his Oswego debut. You're watching WTOP 10, Hockey Night in Oswego.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Hey guys, when we're not doing The Real Deal, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Yeah, me too. You know, they have such a wide variety of films that anybody on campus can watch.
And it's free.
And it's free.
How do I get to this movies on demand?
Well, all you have to do is go to WTOP10.com and click the Movies on Demand tab.
Hey, let's go watch one right now to review on our next show.
Welcome back to the pregame show on WTOP 10, and up next we have an interview with Jeff Solo, the transfer, the junior. He played 2.5 years at Merrimack College, and now he's with us. He scored a point last weekend, and we got to sit down with him. Here it is now.
Jeff Solo. Been playing hockey since I was 4 years old. I actually played in Florida my whole life until I was 18, and then I went and played in the North American Hockey League for a few different teams till I was 21 or 20, and then halfway through my last year, I basically got called up to Merrimack College, about 30 minutes north of Boston in North Andover, Mass. And spent the last 2 years there, and now I'm here. I think I left Merrimack around January 4th or so, and then I had went on a couple of visits to some nearby Division III schools, nearby as in Boston, and then I went on a little New York tour. I came here, I went to Geneseo, and I went to Plattsburgh. So I was pretty familiar, with the whole process of going in with this halfway point. so I figured, you know, I'll shoot my shot and see how it goes. I took a few more days to, you know, make the final decision, basically out of those 5 or 6 schools, and that's when I realized Oswego was the place I had to be.
Well, Jeff Solo did get to play with Colton Fletcher, Thomas Horn, and Joe Molinaro in the past, and let's hope he makes a big impact for this team. We'll be right back on the pregame show on WTOP 10.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me.
Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to the pregame show here in the Moreno Campus Center. We are minutes away from the Fredonia Blue Devils and the Oswego State Lakers, but let's dive into today's matchup as the Lakers roll into the final stretch of the season. They have 6 games left on the SUNYAC, and they lost, for the rest of the season and today. You know, let's take a look at this matchup.
Yeah, so this is a big SUNYAC matchup coming up. They have, like you said, they have 6 SUNYAC games left, but Oswego's on a roll right now. 4 wins in a row, 2 last weekend against SUNYAC opponent Morrisville. They need to keep it rolling. They've been very good. Look at these season stats. Their goals per game is phenomenal. They're top in the country. They have 4, not the highest in the country, but one of them, 4.2 goals per game, pretty good save percentage, and they've been very efficient on power plays this year.
And that's definitely a big thing. Although they had a couple of laps with their power plays in some recent games, they've been able to perform without it. And Oswego is well known for their power plays. If they're playing without their power plays, this could be a very dangerous team come playoff time.
Now, Oswego has lost the last 2 against Fredonia. What do they have to do to turn it around tonight?
Well, for me, especially in the matchup in the beginning of the year, it's the power play percentage. Oswego is, like I said, one of the top in the nation in power play percentage. They went 0 for 4 in that game earlier this season. That's something they should look to fix.
And definitely, I'm going to piggyback on that a little bit, the power play. But this is a different team. It feels like a different team coming in the later part of the season. So maybe it's not necessarily the power plays, but maybe just good opportunities on the offense.
Yeah, these are the two of the best power play teams in the conference. Fredonia is number 1 with 30.6%. And Oswego is 3rd at 24.1%. Fredonia, what are their strengths coming into tonight's matchup?
Well, they have a very scrappy defense when they're at full strength. They don't quite score as much as Oswego does, but you touched on it, power plays. And especially if Oswego plays like they did on Saturday, when they go into the penalty box as much as they do, that's going to bite Oswego. But right now, they need to focus on playing good defense when they're in the 5-on-5 in order to slow down this Oswego attack.
And definitely the big thing is just staying out of penalties. You don't want Oswego to get a hot hand and then get on the power play. That's going to be a recipe for disaster for Fredonia if that recipe does happen.
Yes, and right now we're going to send it down to the sideline. As James Catato is there on the sideline. And James.
And thanks, guys. After suffering a heartbreaking loss that kept them out of the NCAA tournament last year, and then suffering a loss earlier this season, it's safe to say that the Fredonia Blue Devils have been the Achilles heel to the Oswego State Lakers, and there's a couple of things that they need to do tonight to erase that stigma. The first thing is coming out fast and hard. It's been seen earlier this year that Oswego, when they come out fast and they apply constant pressure for the entire game, especially in that first period, they're a tough team to defend, and more than likely will score a first period goal. The second thing that they need to do to be able to win this game is be together and stick together on this ice. This is a team that, minus Mitch Herlihy, has been able to play together for almost a season and a half to 2 seasons. This is a team that we've been seeing constantly on the ice. So these guys know each other. They've been able to work together, and if they stay together on the ice and have constant pressure applied to Fredonia, I genuinely believe that they're going to be able to break that stigma, and it will put them in a great position come postseason time. Back to you guys.
Thank you, James. And we're going to go to a quick break right now, but coming up, players to watch, and we'll give you the keys to the game, what each team needs to do to secure the win tonight.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
This job looks perfect.
Welcome back to the Marano Campus Center here on the pregame show. We are just minutes away from puck drop with Fredonia against Oswego, but we have players to watch this evening. And Zach, who are your players to watch?
All right, we got to go with the away team first for Fredonia. We're going to go with the defender, number 5, Manley. Let me tell you, this guy is tough. You got to be a tough defender in this conference. Let me tell you, he's put 4 goals, 5 assists, but look out for him to give more assists to his teammates today, especially against the Lakers as they come in feeling like the favorite here. The other player I got to watch for Oswego is number 13, the home favorite, Zizek. Let me tell you, this guy, you got to watch out for him. He'll skate circles around you, but besides that, 10 goals and 10 assists for the season, you got to watch out for him because he could get hot just like that, and he can stay hot for the rest of the game.
Now, Zach, Josh Zizek, lifetime, has had 7 points against Fredonia. Lifetime in, I believe it's 4 games or 5 games. That's a lot, and you can definitely expect him to have a goal tonight.
You know, it's just hunting season for him today. It's open season for him tonight.
All right, Brian, what about you?
Well, for Fredonia, we're going to start with Victor Tracy. He's been very hot lately. 2 goals in the last 2 games, and before that, 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 5 games. He's been very good this season. 7 goals, 8 assists. He's been very hot for his team. But for the Lakers, I got to go with the freshman, number 93, Josh LeBlanc. 3 goals, 3 assists in the last 5 games. He has been hot, and he's on that first line with Zach's player to watch, Josh Isaac. Watch for Oswego to use that first line to their advantage to win tonight.
All right, coming up next are the keys to the game. That's all for us in the perch for the pregame, but we'll go to the press box next. You're watching the pregame show on WTOP 10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
So good to see you guys.
So, what's up? Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Was it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Linear Connect. Absolutely, Dan Kane, this is his second year. Have at least one shot. But communicate and just, you have to go back to the basics. Absolutely wrong, because
right now 1-2 in the SUNY action. If you can win both of those games,
sick and tired, Brandon.
If the other team can win 1 point, hey, Vanderbilt.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Just give me the 1-0 lead, all right?
No.
Or watching Laker Connection.
Connections here on WTOP 10.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to the Steve Levy Press Box. Matt Wilding here alongside Luke Owens for this SUNYAC matchup. Now, Luke, what does Fredonia need to do to extend their winning streak to 3 against Oswego?
Well, my first key to the game for Fredonia, it's key for every game, is to stay out of the box. They have 83 penalties on the year, good for about 4.4 per game. They got to stay out of the box if they want to win this one. And second, they want to win that first period. Fredonia is 5-0-2 when winning after one, just 0-4-0 after when they're losing. And my third key to the game is to end those road woes. They're 4-3-2 on the road, opposed to 6-1-2 at home. They're a much better home team. They've got to capitalize here in a tough environment.
Right, and this is also a team that's 0-2-2 in their last 4 SUNYAC games. Now, on the flip side, how can Oswego continue their second half success dating back to just after Whiteout weekend?
Well, Oswego's got to keep taking advantage of those power play opportunities. Fredonia's going to be in the box a lot. Oswego 26% on the year, which is amongst the best in the SUNYAC conference. They're going to have to do that. And second, they're going to have to stay disciplined. Not just avoiding penalties, but avoiding those chippy plays in front of the net. There's been some bad blood between the two teams, but you want to stay out of the box with those unnecessary penalties. And third, and perhaps most importantly for the Lakers, they want to control the pace. pace. They want to play up tempo. They want to play their style, and they want to feed off this home crowd. Fredonia's going to want to slow them down. Oswego does not want to do that. They want to control the pace tonight.
Right, and dating back to the last game they played in which Oswego lost the 3-2, they took a 5-minute major and 4 penalties. That's something that Oswego cannot afford to do. This game, they were 0 for 4 on the power play themselves. Now, we're just a few minutes away from the first game of this spring semester, Luke. And for Oswego State, they've been rolling over winter break, and they defeated Morrisville twice, as we mentioned before. This is a team that is very dynamic, but they need to set the player pace early, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and any game is big, of course, but Morrisville, one of the weaker teams in the conference. Fredonia is going to be a real test tonight, especially as they've had their number in the past few matchups.
Yeah, of course, Ed Gosick coaches this team, and of course, for SUNY Fredonia, they have one of the best coaches in all of Division III. That we're just a few minutes away from the opening face-off. It's getting loud in here with the crowd, the students back here, and we'll be right back on Hockey Night in Oswego with the opening face-off next, only on WTOP 10.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Linear Connect. Absolutely, you know, Dan Kane, you know, this is his second year to have at least one shot.
But communicate and just, you have to go back to the base.
Absolutely wrong, because he's
right now 1-2 in the SUNY Action. If you can win both of those games,
sick and tired, Brandon.
If the other team can win 1 point, hey, Vanderbilt.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Just give me the 1-0 lead, all right?
No.
Or watching Laker Connection.
Here on WTOP 10.
Get caught buzzed driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzzed driving is drunk driving.
Hey guys, I think I'm a little shiny. Can someone help with that, please?
So you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you know you're gonna start off the show like suspended from the ceiling, right? So you're all set with that. So yeah, just remember everything else we talked about and make sure you follow the prompter.
I mean, don't I always?
No, just do what we talked about, okay?
All right, no problem. Let's go.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Two opportunity here. Here's Emerson. Emerson takes a shot, and he goes top left on Jimmy Perina.
Gillespie. Zizek shoots. He scores! Josh Zizek on the power play. Oswego takes the lead.
Opportunity for Oswego, and a goal! Anthony Passero.
Hockey Night in Oswego starts now.
Well, the weather outside is frightful, but college hockey is quite delightful, and that's what we have tonight as the Fredonia Blue Devils have made their annual trip to the port city to take on the Oswego State Lakers here at the Romano Campus Ice Arena. Matt Wadling here, joined alongside Luke Owens as we have a Friday night SUNYAC matchup between two teams battling out for playoff seeding. It is also Pride Night in the Ice Arena, and tonight's matchup is brought to you by WTOP 10 Movies on Demand.
Yeah, I love that intro, Matt. Like you said, it might be a little bit frightful outside, but it might be a little bit frightful indoors. Both these teams don't really like each other dating back to last year. Of course, a very chippy SUNYAC playoff game last year. We'll see if any of that carries over. I know for a fact from sitting in that student section a year ago that these fans are not a big fan of number 1 in goal for Fredonia tonight, Eric Bogart, so we'll see what kind of treatment he gets tonight.
You could say it might be fightful out there on the ice.
Yeah, I tried to go that route. I should have went with your pun, but I decided to stick with the frightful. But yeah, like you said, we could expect a chippy matchup here as this rivalry just gets stronger. Oswego State had that 10-game win streak against Fredonia, snapped last year. They've now lost 3 in a row, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Right, and this is a team, Fredonia, that dating back to the last time they played, Fredonia wins 3-2. As we mentioned, Riche, 20 saves, very solid. But Eric Bogart, 22 saves, and then dating back to the semifinals last year, Eric Bogart, a stalwart in net as well, surrendering just 1 goal. Of course, that was during the Oswego State 3-game losing streak in which they lost both games in whiteout and then the semifinals to bounce them from their national title dreams. Oswego, 3rd in both the D3 hockey polls and USCHO polls, and the opening face-off here is won by Oswego State. They lose it out in middle ice, and Spagnardi has no problem throwing it down into the Oswego end. Now down low on net, back out in front, and just misses it there is Todd Schaus. Back to the point for Fredonia, and a quick shot on goal, easy save by Riche. Oswego State has no problem throwing it out, but Spagnardi with it holds it at the red line for Fredonia.
Early opportunity there for Todd Schaus, right in front of the net, unable to convert, but Oswego's got to get back there. An early chance that Riche is able to steer away, luckily for the Lakers.
Tanner Spink with it down his offhand, fires in front of the net, but a good clear by Rivera, the forward. Fredonia with an easy clear, and Oswego's got to do a better job on the forecheck early on.
Yeah, a lot of neutral zone play so far early.
Yeah, but a late hit by Oswego, no call, I believe, as the ref's handoff was for the offside. Oswego breaked out. Pissarro just chips it in on goal for Bogart, who will cover it for Fredonia. Face off in their zone.
Yeah, a little bit of a sloppy start for both teams, kind of feeling each other out a minute in. Unable to really get anything out of the neutral zone. A couple of chances for Fredonia, but if you're Oswego, you want to slow it down a little bit. We said to push the pace, but right now maybe just try to get some sticks on the puck, control within Fredonia's zone.
And this second line is home to, I believe, 2 or 3 of the top scorers for Oswego State. Of course, Pissarro, the trans from Buffalo State, who we'll see tomorrow. And now it's Carter Allen jumping in on the play. Or Max Novick, excuse me. Max Novick, one of the more offensively gifted defensemen, battles it out along the boards below the Fredonia goal. Back out for Novick again. Will punch it in deep for Pissarro. Pissarro behind the net to Broman, the big physical freshman, one of the best players on this Oswego State team, as he loses the puck to Fredonia, but Oswego will keep it in for Gillespie. Gillespie looking for an outlet, gets Pissarro middle ice, back to point for Novick. Down to Pissarro at the half wall. Back for Novick at the point. Will slide it down for his D partner, Devin Campbell, the captain of this team, who will fire it in behind the net. As Fredonia picks it up, Gillespie with a good keep on the forecheck, will lose it, but gets it back along the half wall here. Back up for Novick at the point, will fire it in deep, as Oswego continues to use their relentless forecheck to their advantage. And another big hit by Devin Campbell, and that's going to be a penalty for a knee-on-knee collision, a bit of a trip there. And Devin Campbell does not like the call. I believe he hit Tommy Martin for Fredonia, and it looked like Campbell just stuck his knee out there, but what did you see, Luke?
I think he did stick out his knee, but it might have been a little bit of mutual contact there between Campbell and Martin. We'll see this on the replay, and yep, Campbell did stick that knee out. He did get a little bit of the, might have even got the worst of the end of that one, but he did get the knee right into Martin. That's a good call early on.
Yeah, that's kind of setting the tone for these refs. You know, it's a chippy game, as you mentioned earlier, and Oswego needs to kill his penalty off to keep some momentum going. And back to Charlie Manley, who will pitch it in deep. The D1 transfer from earlier this year has done an excellent job anchoring that power play, and he loses the puck. And they will get it quickly back into the zone. It's Jimmy Morgan here. Heads in the slot, shot saved by Riche. Back out to the slot for Jimmy Morgan. Looks to get it back to the point and does for defense, and it looks like Oswego will have no problem dumping it down as Bogart plays the puck.
Great stop there by Riche there with the blocker to his short side, and it was a great save. It was a decent shot opportunity for Fredonia, but then unable to set up the power play from the point. Oswego clears. Good start for the Lakers power play with 1:15 remaining.
John Carlson fires into the gear of Josh Nenadol, who will just get it out, not past Jody Sullivan, who cannot get it in deep as he goes off for a line change. Now, Fredonia gets it into the blue line, one-on-one with Tyler Curry, and Nenadol hits him hard into the boards. No call, and he is slow to get up. Fredonia still maintains possession, and that's a slash there on Tyler Curry as Bogart goes to the net. 6-on-4 opportunity now for Fredonia, and Nenadol will just touch it up, and Nenadol avoids a near boarding call But Oswego with the slash. Now it's going to be 5-on-3 for the next 48 seconds.
Yeah, that first call might have been the one to make there, but it was a clear slash there. I think that's Curry that'll be going to the box, and we'll see the replay here as Nenadal buries his man, and that could have been a boarding call, but then Curry on the defense here with an easy slashing call for the ref, stuck that stick out right into the body, and Oswego now 5-on-3, not the ideal start for the Lakers.
And that was Luke Rivera who got boarded, and I think that's got to be a penalty on Nenadal.
Yeah.
That's just a really, really hard hit, right into the numbers, very unnecessary as Fredonia sets up shop here on the 5-on-3. Charlie Manley with it, back to the point. Fake shot for Victor Tracy. Back at the point is Tracy with it. Switches with Manley, back down low for Fredonia. Back to Tracy, over to Manley, shot! Misses wide, and it squirts all the way back to Tracy. Keeps it in at the half wall. Oswego fighting for the puck. Wide open shot is Manley. Shot, pass, and a good stop by Riche. Now Zizek with the forecheck. Great active stick there for Cameron Berry, and he gets it to the clear. The crowd is going crazy here on that clear.
Yeah, they love Cam Berry here. Great effort there, 5-on-3. A little bend, don't break defense for the Lakers right now.
Shot off the post, and now it's Mitch Emerson with it. Real clear. He has numbers with Zizek. 1 penalty over, 1:10 left. Feeds it for Max Novak, jumping in on the play, cannot do anything with it, and Fredonia will recoil.
Great job killing off the first penalty for the Lakers. Cam Berry, we've got to see him a little bit lately after that injury, and he's looked great, especially in that 5-on-3, getting the crowd involved early.
Tommy Martin with it now for John Carlson, across the red line, over to Max Blitz, and it's offside.
Yeah, Fredonia looks a little bit lost here. They had the 5-on-3 advantage, now down to 5-4. And the worst possible start for the Lakers when it comes to penalties, but they've done a great job on defense. One, got a little bit of help from the post, which is the goalie's best friend there, but other than that, Riche's looked good in net, and the defense has stepped up.
Right, and the post is also about positioning, because Riche, he plays so aggressive out at the top of his blue paint. When it's a shot from that far, it's really hard to go, and he's actually playing the angle so that the post is really, there's not much room, and it hits the post intentionally, as Mitch Emerson can clear it the length of the ice. 40 seconds left on the power play. Oh, pull right out of his net, and Joey Molinaro cannot put it home. John Carlson with it through the zone will fire it in past McMillan, and Emerson will pick it up on his own net. Loses it to the 2-4 checking Blue Devils. Tommy Martin now with it at the point, back down to the far, back to point. Shot save by Riche, and that was Max Blitz, who actually played in the McAfee games back in 2017 for USA. Chino Hills, California native, and he has 3 goals in 39 career games played.
Yeah, California seems to be a theme among the Fredonia roster. 3 players from the California, state of California, I should say. But that was a good opportunity for them at Luke Rivera, who's really been the anchor on that 4th line. 13 points on the 4th line, very impressive. Almost had a rebound goal there for Fredonia.
Josh Snell back out there on the penalty kill, fires at the length of the ice. 10 seconds now left on this power play, and once Oswego clears it off, or kills this off, and if they can, this crowd's going to go absolutely wild.
Yeah, this was almost not the momentum you'd want, but it could be the momentum you need if you're Oswego State to get everyone going.
And then they'll fair clear over to Ryder, who cannot get it. Now Spagnardi fires a shot, almost just goes over the net of Riche. And now Nenadal with it with a 2-on-2. Over to Jody Sullivan. Backing along the half wall, will fire it in deep for Nenadal. Nenadal back around the boards. Fredonia picks it up, but Joey Scorpio wins it back to McMillan. Back for Scorpio behind his own net. He has some room up to the half wall. Will fire it in deep for Anthony Pissarro. Oswego gets that top or second unit out there. Back in front of the net, and Chris McMillan leaves his point to go for the line change. That's why it clears so easily.
Yeah, that may result in a clear, but Pissarro and Broman setting their bodies down behind the net. I think that's the best source of offense for the Lakers.
Yeah, and there's offside called. Of course, Pissarro, 20 points, the transfer from Buffalo State, is just 1 goal away from his career high that was set in his freshman year of 9 goals. And he's a guy that's really stepped up and been just tremendous for this Oswego State team.
Yeah, it's really been impressive. The whole second line, obviously. If you have a second line of Gillespie, Pissarro, and Broman, I mean, and that looked like a little bit of a weird face-off there. As it looked like Pissarro wasn't ready before the puck was dropped.
Fredonia gets an easy clear, but not past Carter Allen at the red line, who battles his way in front of the Fredonia bench out to Pissarro. Tyler Curry with it now. Fires it from his own blue line. He'll stretch pass just to tuck it in to the Fredonia end. Pissarro on the forecheck knocks it off of Max Blitz, and that's a hand pass. But that should be legal in your defensive end, I believe.
I believe so too.
I know in professional that's allowed, but I'm not quite sure in D3 college hockey. Nonetheless, an offensive zone faceoff for this 3rd line consisting of Derek Brown, Mitch Emerson, and Joey Molinaro. Really a veteran-laden line. Doesn't create much offense, but this for a third line, this is very solid. They create a decent bit of offense for a third line as they win the faceoff, and it's punched down low for Derek Brown. He's hit hard, and that's a penalty as well. And that's going to be a boarding or a cross-check, and that is not what you want to see for Fredonia. Can't quite make the number out.
I believe that's
Max
15,
Blitz.
Max Blitz.
Right, and this is really one of the key parts early on in this game, as Oswego kills off 2 penalties early on, get a shot of their own to score on the power play. And what does Oswego need to do here to generate more momentum?
Well, I think if you're Oswego, you want to plant someone down low, and it looks like it's going to be Zizek, Novik, Emerson, and let's look at the replay here. Yeah, it looked like a cross-check right to the back there of Derek Brown. Derek Brown's been impressive over break. He had a really solid stretch, and we'll see if they can get it done here on the power play.
Yeah, and you definitely need to get someone out in front of the net. Eric Bogart, 6'6", one of the tallest goaltenders in all of SUNYAC, as Gillespie picks it up on his half wall. Back to Novik. Gillespie slides down to the vacant point. Back out to Novik. Shot. Scores! Max Novik from the center point. Goes pop shove. Not a lot of room there to beat Eric Bogart, but he does so as the Lakers lead 1-0 on the power play.
Yeah, Max Novik and Mike Gillespie, playing a little 1-2 pass there, and Novik just goes top shelf. You mentioned Bogart standing 6'6". Didn't even see that one go past his shoulder. A great shot by Max Novik and a great pass from Gillespie. Really exactly what you want out of the Lakers power play.
As you see on the replay, look at 2-3 guys in front of the net, and Bogart can't see it. And you can't see what you can't stop. And at 6'6", when you drop down into the butterfly, you're a lot shorter, as you saw in the replay. And that's just the new age goaltending.
Yeah, nice view there from the back there. It looked like number 9 for the Lakers. Mitch Emerson was right in front of the net, and you can be as tall as you want at 6'6". When someone's blocking your vision, you can't see that puck. Great job by Mitch Emerson. He obviously won't get credit for an assist, but really should get credit for an assist there, blocking Bogart's vision. Yeah, and just a great goal for Max Novik. His first of the season and 4th of his career. And this is a guy that leads the team in plus-minus with +20. Won't get a plus for that goal on the power play, but what an effort and what a shot playing catch with Mike Gillespie, the former D1 commit for Ohio State as well as Western Michigan. Yeah, I just love how Gillespie works that power play. Even as a smaller guy, he stayed at the point there, saw Novik, and Novik even searched around for a man down low, decided he had the best shot there, and he did. Derek Brown with it now, and watch Oswego to get some momentum here as they ice the puck, because once they get their first goal, you know it as a fan, they really start pulling up the intensity, laying some hits. The crowd goes absolutely wild for those hits after these goals, and they're usually the team that dictates play for the next couple of shifts after their first goal. Yeah, and you could see how excited that celebration was after the goal. Gillespie going right in for Novik, and they were ready for that first goal. They've missed this home crowd in that student section that's here tonight. Shot by Fredonia, and Richey's hit by Ryder, but no call there. A quick whistle from the referee. Yeah, it didn't look like Richey had that puck covered, but I think it was in the glove before he was eventually hit there in front of the net. But Richey having a little conversation with the ref there, and we'll see what that's about. But I think that was the right call to blow the whistle. I think he had that in his glove before he was hit. Right, and as you see here, number 21 for the Lakers, Jeff Salo, playing his 3rd game. First with the fans out here, so he must be very excited coming from D1 RPI, or excuse me, Merrimack. He's very excited to get into this crowd. Charlie Manley finds his D partner, back to Manley, fires a shot off the back wall, over to Victor Tracy along the half wall now. Behind the net for Ryder. Will lose it, and a heavy slash from Gillespie. No penalty there as he just swats at the puck. And Salo guards his man here. Back to point for Charlie Manley. Shot. Deflected, just goes wide of the net, and that could have went in if it was a couple inches to the right. Behind Oswego's net now with it. Salo fights for it, ref in his way, but just did a good job ducking out of that. And Fredonia maintains possession here. Ryder with it at the point. Cannot do much with it, but slides past Gillespie, and will get it back at the half wall. Fires a pass to Tracy in the slot, but can't do anything with it, as Pissarro has some time space on his own net. Almost a bad opportunity, and almost cleared again there. Oswego having a tough time getting the puck out. They're going to send that all the way down the ice. No icing call there, but Tracy was parked all alone in front of the net. 4 Lakers were there, but no one was able to stop him. Right. That was going to be whistled down for icing. Yeah, Victor Tracy, the 2nd leading scorer for this Fredonia team. He's a really solid player with 15 points, 7 goals in 19 games played. The Sweden native. Yeah, you got to love that. Pulling players from Sweden, and he knows how to sniff the net. Points right there in front of the net the Lakers having a tough time with those rebounds, deflections in front. Luckily for them, none of them have found the back of the net.
Cameron Berry loses the faceoff, and Charlie Manley will look to get it out of the zone, but cannot do so as Berry fires back behind the net. Up to Valentine, who is stopped by Curry, and Fredonia finally clears it only the length to Jody Sullivan, who will pass back to Carter Allen. Up and into the zone, and now you've got Josh Nenadil chasing. Will beat the win the puck battle and get it, but not past Fredonia, who looks to clear. That's Ryan Dunn with it. Sends the length of the ice to Kyler Curry, who just bounced over his stick. No icing, though. And Cameron Berry with an L on the half wall. Nenadil gets the tip in, and it will go the length of the ice. No icing here, as Mike Freeman, the captain of this Fredonia squad, recoils back. Carter Allen, a great keep there as it stays in the zone, but not past the Fredonia defense.
A little bit of surprise here for Oswego. They're usually all about that puck possession, that puck control, but they haven't really been able to win that battle so far. A lot of neutral zone play.
Josh LeBlanc with it, the freshman on the top line tonight, as he has the past a few games, and he's really been impressive. You talk about Broman on that second line, as Fredonia has a chance here, 2-on-3.
Yeah, it's a great young core for the Lakers, of course, LeBlanc and Broman. LeBlanc in that first line tonight. I think that's a good call by Coach Gosick.
He's a guy that, he's an energizer bunny out there, has decent hands, not the greatest in terms of a shot, but he's just so exciting. A really great, gritty guy who just jumps offside there, but he's got such speed and tenacity to the game that Coach Gosick loves to have, and he loves in all four of his lines.
Yeah, we like to use that word a lot when we talk about hockey, that grit, but it really does describe LeBlanc very well. Gets in there, he likes to get gritty down low. Like you said, maybe not the hardest of slap shots, but definitely does get down low, and he's going to get his points there.
Pissarro loses the draw, and Fredonia recoils to their own end. Switches it off, and Gillespie cannot. Stepping up is Solo. It is a good job keeping him from entering the line. Now Schaus with it. Rebound cleared by McClellan. Back out to the point. A shot missed the net wide. Martin. And now it's Travis Broman looking for Gillespie. Cannot do so. Off for Gillespie. Right wall. Shot, save, rebound. Bounces all the way out past the Lakers. And now we'll get another penalty here on a hooking call. I believe that's what stopped Broman from getting that rebound.
Back prevented a goal there for Fredonia. Might have been the right play from Korakon Barley for Fredonia. Oswego going to get another chance on the power play. Only took them a few seconds to score on that first one. And we'll see if Gillespie and Novik can maybe work some magic at the top of the point once again.
And now after that first power play, or first penalty kill that failed for Fredonia, are you attacking the point a little bit heavier, or are you still sitting back and trusting your instincts?
I think you sit back and trust your instincts, because Oswego's at their best when they work the puck behind. Might have been a little bit of an anomaly there to get in the shot from the point. So keep your game. It was only one power play.
Right. Emerson wins it down low now with it. Back out to point for Gillespie. Cycles down behind the net of Bogart. All the way around, looking for a spink shot, save, trying to go 5-hole, but the big man closes the door.
Yeah, how special is Gillespie? First he's making assists from the point, then he goes behind the net and puts one out in front, almost another goal opportunity, but Gillespie just so impressive to watch, passing the puck.
Yeah, Gillespie tries to make a move past Bagnardi, but cannot do so, as Oswego will lose the puck and Fredonia clears. Riche playing it back as Dunn chases, and Zizek will get it along the half wall. Cycles it around for Novik.
Plenty of time for the Lakers, a minute 15 left. Enough time to set up, get some nice shots down low, and I think, just take a second to take a breath. A little bit of a bad rush power play so far.
Right, Zizek enters the zone, stops over Pissarro, backhand shot, and there might be a penalty called. Not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, that was a quick call there. I'm not sure if it was another hook or what, but the refs were real quick to send someone to the box here.
And that was a really nifty play by Zizek to hold up at the line. It might be offside there.
Was it?
A little bit delayed,
call, yeah.
But a really good play. And Pissarro finding the seam and the backdoor play is something that Oswego works wonders. You see Derek Brown getting a couple of his power play goals, and similar with Nenadil on those backdoor plays as Broman bullies it into the offensive zone for the Lakers. Setting up shop. Back to Nenadil, or Brown, excuse me. Down to Broman. Back to Brown. Back to Curry at the point. Over to Zizek, who takes his time, or Pissarro, excuse me, takes his time with it. Back at the half wall. We'll send it back over out in front. Shot, rebound, covered up by Bogart, and he's quick to get the whistle.
Yeah, Joey Molinaro and Travis Broman both kind of sniffing around there in front of the crease, but Bogart able to get low with that 6'6" body and cover it up. But a good set for the Lakers. And what I wanted to mention before the offsides was called is just how fast the Lakers move from line to line. just when we were talking about how they were kind of lulled and slowed down, they went end-to-end and got a great opportunity in front.
Yeah, this is a very fast team, and you're looking forward to, against Fredonia and those bigger defenses, you need to move in a hurry. You know, they're big, burly guys, so use your quickness to your advantage. As Tyler Curry gets it out to Pissarro in the circle. Back to Curry at the point. Shot, save, out in front, and Fredonia clears. Only the length of Derek Brown at the point. Uses his big frame to get it down low. Broman out in the middle, and they'll set it back to Brown. Over to Curry. Back down to Pissarro at the circle. Pass it across, but no one's there to make the cut, as Derek Brown's usually in that spot for the tap-in. Yeah, and that ends the power play for the Lakers. They're 1 for 2 so far. We got some decent chances, no, Luke?
Yeah, good chances there, and I think Fredonia also did a great job of killing that one off, and now they have a 2-on-2 opportunity the other way.
And they'll fire it over into the netting, and we'll take a whistle here, as Oswego State unofficially trails in shots 4-5, and that's really just the story of this game. Not a lot of shots. You're used to seeing Oswego State taking about 30-31 shots per game. This is more of a Fredonia speed, as they don't take that many either.
Yeah, and you're right, Matt. We talked about before the game Oswego wants to control the pace. They've really let Fredonia dictate the pace of this. You talk about those big defensemen for Fredonia. They want to slow down the pace, take shots from the point, and Oswego seems content to do that so far. We'll see if they get more aggressive, especially going down towards the student section. Right,
Jody Sullivan will pinch it in deep, and Nenadol looking to get the forecheck going, and he does so, but will lose it to Martin. Martin across the ice to Dunn. Will enter the zone, takes a shot, saved by Riche right at the crest that Lakers wheel.
Yeah, great job covering up there by Riche. Make sure that there was no rebound opportunity in front. It looked like Ethan Kirby's was in front of the net there. He had the game-winning goal last time these two teams met. Actually, 2 of his 4 goals this year had been game winners. He could have had a rebound goal there, but luckily for the Lakers, Riche covered that one up.
Zizik will take the face-off here for the Lakers in their own end, wins it back, and Carter Allen will have to make a quick move as he's getting heckled by the forecheck. Failed to get it in as it's Fredonia keeping it, and now Carter Allen with it behind his own net. 2-on-2 battle there, and LeBlanc comes away with it. Streaking down the left wall, will lose it, but Spink picks it back up at the blue line. 3-on-2, cuts back, makes 2 Fredonia defense slip, and Spink still holds on to it. LeBlanc with it now behind his own net. Or behind the Fredonia net, excuse me. Now over to Zizik. Back to the point. Carter Allen loses control of it, but keeps it in play momentarily until Jacob Haynes, the leading scorer for Fredonia, to take it. But now Zizik crossing the blue line at the dot will circle around and wait for his teammates to get off for a line change.
Yeah, great job by Zizik there to dictate that line change, and now Oswego gets to keep the puck in their own zone.
Shot goes across, looks like a slap pass, but no one home for the Lakers. Spink will fire it down low. Max Blitz picks it up for Fredonia, and over to Charlie Manley, who loses it. Gets over Pissarro in the slot. Shot! Saved by Bogart, and Gillespie cannot put on the rebound. There's a rebound out in front. The puck is still loose, and a quick whistle by the referee, who lost sight of the puck. That's a good call by the ref. Once you lose sight of the puck, you blow the whistle, but he's got to do, it was right there.
He did lose sight of the puck, but I don't think we lost sight of the puck there. I think Bogart kind of let that slip off his stick, and Gillespie and Broman both right in front of the net for a juicy rebound there, but luckily for Fredonia, the whistle was blown, and obviously, like you said, when they don't see the puck, they have to blow that dead, but definitely was not covered by Bogart.
Yeah, Pissarro still remains out there on the ice, that second line, taking the face-off for the Lakers in the offensive zone. Wins it back to Gillespie, who is harassed by Polacek, who forced him to just throw it in deep. Fredonia looking for a quick escape. Polacek sets a small pick on Gillespie, but they get the length of the ice now to Solo. Solo fires it off the boards, and Broman picks it up, stays on side with it, and now cuts towards the net on his back end. Slides in and gets hit into the net, and now the referee will blow a whistle here.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch some new guys and see how they blend in, and Solo there had an awesome pass. It looks like something might have happened a little bit chippy in front of the net there. Bogart's going to take a little walk. As no surprise here, I think that's Gillespie maybe saying something in his ear there.
Yeah, and Broman really
excuse me, that was not Gillespie. That was actually Zizik? Excuse me.
Yeah,
now let's take a look at the replay there. Might got a little bit chippy in front of that, but look at there. A nice chance as Broman kind of slammed into the back of that, and another opportunity in front, but unable to connect there.
Right, I don't mind the whistle. It's a no call for sure as Broman's heading to the net. You're going to get hit, and you just happen to get hit into the post as Fredonia looks to break out, missing a pass, and that might be an icing. But Todd Schaus has something to say about that and really just speeds down the
great speed there from Schaus.
And now the Lakers with it, just clearing it, or cannot clear it out of the zone, excuse me, as Rivera keeps it in, and now it's finally cleared out to John Carlson. forced all the way back to his own end. Molinaro with it on the forecheck. Loops it in, and Oswego will keep it in. That's Solo, who fires it back into the Fredonia end, only to Tommy Martin to set up shop. He'll pick it up as he challenges Nenadol, who just clears it, but not far enough until Max Novick picks it up. As Max Novick glides through the neutral zone into the blue, over the blue line to Molinaro with it. Drops for Nenadol, who is stopped by a fallen Tommy Martin. Now Novick with it in deep to Nenadol. Shot scores! Josh Nenadol, top shelf again. And that seems to be the cheat code on this big 6'6" hulking Eric Bogart.
Yeah, the big man couldn't get it there. And what a goal from Nenadol, and what a pass. I believe that was Max Novick. Once again, a great dump off. We'll have the replay in a second. A great backhanded pass in front of the net. Top shelf for Nenadol, and a great 2-0 lead for the Lakers as here we go. And look at Max Novick, great vision and top shelf from Nenadol. He didn't even have a big window to go over that shoulder for Bogart. Great vision by Nenadol, another angle. What a pass by Novick, top shelf. And like you said, Matt, where Mama hides the cookies may be where the Lakers want to stay tonight.
Yep. And of course, you see just a slight change to the angle on that pass in the one-timer. Doesn't let Bogart get to slide over as he already dropped into the butterfly. And a really good chance and a really great goal here with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first period. Goes length of the ice for an icing. And that's Nenadol's 6th goal of the season. And he had an 8-game point streak going into that Morrisville weekend. It was snapped. That was all over winter break. And he's really coming into a player of his own now. The Lake Superior State transfer did not start off too hot, but he's really picked up after finding some chemistry with his line mates on that fourth line, Jody Sullivan and Cameron Barry.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching that fourth line, especially over break. Jody Sullivan and Nenadol especially have been doing a lot of great work. And Nenadol and Novick there, a little bit of an interesting connection there for the Lakers.
Yeah, and this is a team that has so much more depth now that you can afford to put Cameron Barry on your fourth line, and even Jody Sullivan has 5 goals as there's a 3-on-2 rush for Fredonia. Nicely played by the captain, Devin Campbell, who forces Fredonia into the end wall. 2-on-2 scrum here as Campbell and Max Novick have them down there. Battling along the boards. Refs in no quick whistle here as they're letting them battle it out. Fredonia comes away with it, but Pissarro with a nice stick shot gets it back into the boards. Fredonia breaks out with it. And back to the point. Shot by Max Blitz. Goes wide. Pissarro looking for the rebound and will pick it up and just fire at the length of the ice. Not past Max Blitz, who will race back into the blue Oswego end.
Yeah, if you're Oswego State, don't want to make any mistakes here. Just 3 minutes, 40 seconds left till the end of the first, and almost a mistake there in front of the net.
Yeah, very sloppy play here, right in front of your own net. Got to be stronger on those loose rebounds, especially so close to Riche. An issue we saw really at the start of the season that Oswego's cleaned up as of late. And Pissarro will clear at the length of the ice for an icing as number 25, Brandon Spignardi, touches up for SUNY Fredonia.
Yeah, and unfortunately can't have a line change with the icing called. Lakers line here might be looking a little bit tired with the heads shaking down a little bit, but they've got to clean up those opportunities, like you said, in front of the net. And Fredonia's had a lot of those opportunities for rebound goals, but luckily for Oswego, none of them have found the back of the net.
And for both sides, it seems a little bit sloppy in front of both nets for Fredonia. They just can't find the puck in those tight opportunities, in those tight windows, as Oswego will look to clear and just get it past the blue line. Fredonia with a quick clear, and they're going to call it offside as Colin Valentine did not touch up.
Yeah, Valentine tried to tag up there, but unfortunately Ryan Dunn was a little bit of a rush. If he could have touched up, it could have been a good opportunity for Fredonia.
Yeah, and now the Lakers get their line change, sending out that top line with Gillespie, or with that second line, excuse me, with Gillespie, with Broman, and with Pissarro taking that face off. Will lose it to Fredonia, and John Carlson picks it up in the defense. They're going to fire it in. Riche plays it, and will leave it for Tyler Curry. Loses the puck. Now back to point for Tommy Martin, who will lose it again to Curry, who is looking to clear over to Broman across the red line, now into the Fredonia end. Fires a shot, rebound, loose, and it goes wide here. Bogart not having great rebound control there. Back to Gillespie, shot, save, and Bogart will cover as a little extracurriculars around the net. Travis Broman knocking down John Carlson. And that's a big guy to knock down at 6'2", 192.
It is a big guy, but Travis Broman isn't a small guy either. And it looked like Gillespie tried to maybe go to the well one more time and go top shelf. Unfortunately, didn't get it high enough, and Bogart caught it in the pads. But once again, Oswego going fast from defense to offense, finding Broman right up on the wing and tried to get it over to Gillespie, but no dice for the Lakers.
That third line comes out here for the face-off. And it's Joey Molinaro who picks it up, cutting down behind Bogart's net. Leaves it for Derek Brown behind the net. And now back over to Emerson as the Lakers are trying to cycle the puck around and kill some time, as well as tire out this Fredonia team. As another hand pass called on Fredonia.
Yeah.
And Ryder, who picked up the puck, Tyler Ryder, is not too happy about that call.
I've been surprised at the amount of hand passes Fredonia has had, and the refs have been willing to call them. So another face-off and another opportunity for the Lakers to get the line that they want in. They put in Nenadal, see if they can win the face-off with 2:31 left and get another opportunity.
Right, and Derek Brown coming off the ice there, goes down the tunnel. We'll have to wait and see. It didn't seem like he got injured. Anything might be a equipment issue as Nenadal picks it up. Intercepted by Fredonia, but Nenadal gets it right back. Glove down, and Victor Tracy will lead the breakout here. Carter Allen steps into him, but with Fredonia leading the charge. Now, big hit, and Richer is down. There's obviously some after activities here, pushing and shoving.
Yeah, it looked like, I don't even think that was a shove into Richer, and I'm not sure. I think that was number 20. I think that was Mike Freeman, the captain for Fredonia, that kind of launched into Richer, and we're going to get a replay momentarily here, courtesy of our camera people, and here we go. And he it didn't look like he got bumped too hard into Richer. He kind of launched himself into the head and neck area of Richer, and they're going to call a penalty on Fredonia. That was my apologies on the number. That's going to be number 24 for Fredonia, not number 20, and that will be Tyler Ryder for the hit on Richer, or maybe it was a little bit of the extracurriculars after the fact.
It looked like he tried to get out of the way, that lunge, but with Josh Nenadal really chasing him on the back check, that's one of those plays where you're expecting a collision. It's a high-speed game on the ice, hard to stop. You want to stop, obviously, if you're Fredonia to avoid the penalty, but now the Lakers, with 2:12 left in the game, will go on their third power play of the first period.
Yeah, it looks like a little captain's meeting at the blue line here between Campbell and Freeman for Fredonia. As Campbell will head back to the bench, we'll see the result. But like you said, it's a fast game. It's a big collision. Luckily for the Lakers, Richer looks like he's going to stay in the game, and he's okay.
Josh Zizek will take the faceoff for this third Lakers power play. And we'll tie it back and win it back to Novick. Over to Gillespie at the circle. Fakes a shot back to Novick at the point. Shot save. Rebound bounce all the way out to Zizek at the half wall. Center point for Novick. Gillespie with it now. Fakes a shot again. Back down low. Back up high and just misses across the slot line. Novick has to recoil into his own end.
If the Lakers play this right, excuse me, Matt, there'll only be 9 seconds left in the period, so they can control the rest of the clock.
Novick down to Zizek. Will lose it, or lose the blue line, and Lakers will have to reset here. Gillespie fires in and around the boards, and Charlie Manley looks to pick it up, but Zizek beats him to it. Zizek below, down for Emerson, back to the point is Gillespie. Will settle it down, cuts into the slot, shot, or pass, excuse me, Zizek controls it. Back to Novick. Cross for Gillespie at the circle, shot, tipped by Spink, and just goes wide as Fredonia clears and goes for a line change.
Gillespie just continues to impress on the power play. One head fake, and he dekes 2 Fredonia defenders, gets him out of position. Unable to find Tanner Spink, but Spink, if he could have tipped that a little bit better, would have found the back of the net.
That's that Division I talent coming through for Gillespie.
That's the Ohio State University right there.
Molinaro behind, back on front, shot, save, Barry again. Oh, glove save by Eric Bogart. And he says no as Barry tries to lift it above his glove.
Boy, if Canberry would have scored, this crowd would have went insane. They've missed Canberry on the ice, but Eric Bogart there, highway robbery, the big glove save in front, sprawling with the glove. You love to see that out of a big fella.
Yeah, and just what an effort. That last second glove save flashes the leather, if you will, and Pissarro loses the faceoff for the Lakers, but Curry gets it back as a good second effort on the draw. Pissarro looks down, taking his time over to Broman, but tied up by Luke Rivera. Tyler Curry with it now. We'll find Anthony Pissarro at the red line and just fires it in past Mike Freeman, the captain for this Fredonia squad. Over to Rivera, who looked like he was going for a line change. Will take a 1-on-1 with a chance at a 2-on-2. Dangles through, but Pissarro does a good job picking up that loose puck off the Curry stick check.
Yeah, good job by Pissarro there. Playing a little defense, and the Lakers go. 10 seconds left on the penalty.
Molinaro dangles way through, shot, just misses wide. Bogart in a good position to make that save. Molinaro with it now. Face up, penalty expiring. Tyler Curry back down low. It's Pissarro. Not much going there, but Broman will get it. 7 seconds left in the period. Lakers lead 2-0. Broman cuts the slot, passes it back out for Campbell. 2-1. Curry just gets the shot off, and almost a rebound opportunity if the Lakers had a couple more seconds. But Brandon Spagnardi does an excellent job clearing what was there. Now, Luke, the shot picked up towards those last couple minutes. Oswego with 12 unofficially, Fredonia with 7. What have you seen so far?
Well, the Lakers came out a little bit sloppy with those 2 early penalties, but they really picked it up, won the shot battle, and one of my keys for the Lakers was to win that first period. Fredonia 1-4 when losing the first period, so obviously a lot of work to be done, but if you were the Lakers, you're happy with that 2-0 lead.
Most certainly happy as you see the team going off the ice, Pissarro staying out there, and really a strong first period for the Lakers. Really, Fredonia only had 1 or 2 quality opportunities, and they weren't even really close to grade A.
Yeah, they weren't, and Riche did a great job staying in front. There were a lot of rebound deflection opportunities there, but Riche stood tall, and on the other end, Bogart had a little bit of trouble with those high slot chances.
That's all for the first period as the Lakers lead the Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 2-0. Stay tuned for the intermission report only on WTOP 10.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Total, Baldwin faces 32 charges.
I went to Woodchuck Saloon.
Too much temperature change.
1310 meteorologist.
2 as well. Visions from Tanner Spink.
Go to 2-1.
10 with 6 and 10 on the year.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lydian Connect. Absolutely, Dan Kane, this is his second year, have at least 1 shot. But communicate and just, you have to go back to basics. Absolutely wrong, because right now 1-2 in the SUNY action. If you can win both of those games, sick and tired, Brandon. If the other team can win 1 point, hey, Vanderbilt. Oh, absolutely. Come on. Give me the 1-0 lead, all right? No. Or watching Laker Connection. Connections here on WTOP
10. Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey guys, I think I'm a little shiny. Can someone help with that, please?
Are you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you're gonna start off the show suspended from the ceiling, right? So you're all set with that. So yeah, just remember everything else we talked about and make sure you follow the prompter.
I mean, don't I always?
No, just do what we talked about, okay?
Alright, no problem. Let's go!
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour wind expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors.
Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome to the intermission report. The first intermission, the Lakers lead the Blue Devils 2-0 after the first period, and both goals, amazing goals. Max Novick had the first one, Nenadal had the second one. The Lakers really showed their strength in the first period, but Zach, take us through the first two goals.
The first goal comes in and roughly close to the halfway point of the first period. Just a great goal by Novick, getting inside in front of the goal. The second goal comes up later in the game by number 27, Nadal. Just phenomenal plays going all around, and they're passing the puck around and getting those assists.
Yeah, it was a great job passing by Oswego. You can see it here on the power play, just getting it to the point, putting it on net. Great job going upper left, and now here you can see, again, a great job just passing it around, getting the puck in front of the goal, and just creating opportunities for themselves. Great job by Oswego.
Yeah, as you can see, Nenadal actually called for that one. He was like, hey, swing it my way, and he had the open lane. Now, Oswego's power play performance, they were on the power play for the second goal, I believe, and they punched it in that time.
Yeah, well, it was actually the first goal, but we talked about it in the pregame. Last time they played Fredonia 0-for-4 on the power play. This time, already getting off to a hot start on the power play, doing a great job passing it around, taking advantage of the open space due to the lack of a defender, and just finding the shot lane.
Yeah, and they got up shots early, Oswego got their goals only on 12 shots. Now, Fredonia got shots up early and often, and they had a two-man advantage on the power play. They didn't convert.
And you know, that's a big thing for Fredonia. You got to feel defeated after that, especially the 5-on-3 right there. The fact that the three defenders were able to take the puck to your side, you're going to feel humiliated and embarrassed after that. If you're Fredonia, you're going to switch around the power play.
Yeah, well, they definitely struggled on the power play, and in that 5-on-3, you got to credit Cam Berry. He had two big pass deflections to keep the puck away from the middle of the zone. A great job by Oswego killing off that penalty, because if you give up a goal or two there on the two-man advantage, you're down early in this game. That's not something Oswego wanted to do.
And Oswego, they did not win the face-off battle in the first period at all, but it didn't affect them. Didn't seem to affect them that much, right, Zach?
And most times in hockey, if you don't win the face-off battle, you're not winning any other battle. And the fact that Oswego is still thriving off that, it is amazing to see that, as you can still see the Lakers flying right down the ice.
Oswego's been able to score goals and not win face-offs all year. They really haven't won many games in the face-off battle, but when they did, they'd win, to be honest. What strengths did Oswego show during this period?
Well, obviously when they were on the penalty, whether they were down a man or two or up a man, they did a great job controlling the puck. Whether it was on the power play or against it, they did a great job scoring when they had the advantage, and they did a great job killing it when they weren't.
And the other thing, too, they're passing the puck around like it's no problem. No matter how many defenders are in the way, you manage to see the Lakers just passing it around to one another, and especially Novick getting onto the assist for the second goal. A big thing right there is that they're passing the puck around, and they're able to move around and create offensive opportunities.
And you mentioned it before in the pregame show, Oswego is 24.1%. That's their rate on power play conversions, and they're showing it tonight. They got that early goal, and then they got a second one. And do you think that this game could get out of hand for Fredonia?
I don't know if it's gonna get out of hand if they keep committing penalties. You saw Oswego on the power play 3 separate times. They weren't able to convert on the second two, but they had their opportunities for sure.
And definitely the big thing is the physicality in this game. You see Fredonia getting aggressive at the wrong times. It's okay to be aggressive at the right time, but back in the first period, you just see them play at the wrong time, playing that aggressive play, and it's going to cost them if they keep it up.
Yes, it will, and it's 2-0 right now. We're going to take a quick break on the intermission report. You're watching Oswego hockey on WTOP 10.
Welcome. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10. 10.
second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me.
Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors.
Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Morano Campus Center and the first intermission. Oswego leads Fredonia 2-0, and it was a very physical first period, wasn't it, Zach?
I mean, you can hear some of the hits all the way up here at the perch. That is a physical game right there. I mean, look right there. Obvious tripping call right there. But anyways, moving down with the physicality, pushing it around right into the boards, moving the puck around right into the net, and then coming up in a little bit, you know, as we saw right there, coming right down. That last play was when the net went flying along with Riche. A big thing right there in the physicality part. Fredonia is coming out swinging, but it may not be the best strategy for them right now.
Yeah, things are getting a little bit chippy, especially down by the net after the puck is frozen. You saw it late. A little bit of a goalie interference call, you know, inadvertently hit Riche. It wasn't on purpose, but at the end of the day, Oswego defended their goalie and things started getting a little chippy.
Yeah, the Fredonia, it was a defense. No, it was a left winger. He, went into them and he went into the goalie and David Riche, and he tried to jump out of the way. But
I mean, he tried his best, but he still took out Riche, and that caused an altercation to happen down on the ice, and that was a big thing. As much as he tried, he still took out Riche, and the Lakers did come and try to defend their goalie.
Yeah, this is a fast-paced game, and sometimes inadvertently you're going to go into the goalie, but if you're Oswego, if you're on that Oswego team, you got to love that you're sticking up for your goalie when he gets hit.
It's going to be a scrappy game for the rest of the next two periods, but I believe we have a period summary coming up soon, and hopefully it should be on the screen soon, but there it is, yeah.
This past period, it's just, look right there, 12 shots by the Lakers, only 6 by Fredonia. Attempted shots 16-15. It's a pretty tight, close game. And the Lakers are coming away with the faceoffs, although it may not appear as though they're winning the majority of the faceoff.
Yeah, I guess we sort of lost count there and thought the Lakers did win the faceoffs. Our apologies, but they won the faceoffs and they're winning the shot battle. Obviously, they have 2 goals from it.
Yeah, well, you can see Fredonia only had 6 shots on net. They had some opportunities with some screened shots. They just couldn't put them on net. And when they did, a great job by Riche, really getting in front of the puck, not letting it in. And Oswego really ended up dominating that period in the stat column.
What does Fredonia need to do right off the bat to light a fire and get back in this game here in the second period?
They need to get into the face of the goalie, but not be aggressive. They need to take shots and pass the puck in front of the goalie to get them a little off balance, and that way they're able to come in from the side and just tap it right in.
Right.
And you know what? At the end of the day, they got to stay out of the penalty box. It's really going to kill them if they're still down a man all the time. Oswego's power play is too good to be down a man this consistently.
Do you believe that Oswego should play through Max Novick right now, who already has 2 points, a goal, and an assist?
Well, he has been doing a good job from the point, passing it off and taking a shot. So yeah, if he's on the ice and he's got the opportunity, rip it at the net. If not, pass it off. It seems to be working so far.
And I got to agree with that. You got to keep playing through him. Whoever your hot player it is of the night, you got to keep giving him the puck and let him create opportunities for himself and his teammates. It's just a simple answer to a simple question.
And Cam Berry is still goalless. He had 2 great opportunities, both saved by the goalie of Fredonia. And we're going to go to a quick break, and we'll be right back with the second period. This is the first intermission report.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro, my girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to the Marano Campus Ice Arena. Matt Watling here alongside Luke Owens, and the Oswego State Lakers lead the SUNY Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 2-0 after 20 minutes of play. Now, Luke, we saw a lot of offense from the Lakers, but Fredonia Rivera stood out to you, right?
Yeah, Luke Rivera had a good first period. Could have been great if he could have converted on a couple of those opportunities in front of the net. He really anchors that fourth line for Fredonia. He has 13 points on the year, 9 goals, which is not something you see often out of the fourth line. Obviously, Oswego gets a lot of fourth line production, but Luke Rivera, if he can capitalize on one of those opportunities for Fredonia, they'd like to start to cut into that Lakers lead.
Right, this is a team in Fredonia, like Oswego, they try to have scoring depth throughout their lineup, and you see it here with Fredonia when you've got guys like Luke Rivera really dominating in terms of the goal department. I believe he's close to, if not leads the team in goals with 9, as you mentioned, as Oswego starts it here with their top line in the Fredonia's end, something we have really been used to seeing here in the first 20 minutes. Spink finds Isaac, who circles back around behind the net. Leaves it for Spink. Comes out around the side and will fire it back down to Zizek. Across the middle, fires it back behind for Spink. Holds it and waits. Eludes a check, and LeBlanc will pick it up. Back to Spink. Cuts to the net. Wraparound, saved by Bogart. Rebound is covered up, but not before Zizek jams it back further into Eric Bogart's pads.
Yeah, some more extra pickers in front of the net, but one thing we haven't really talked about tonight with the Lakers is that top line. We've had a lot of talk about that second line, that third line, especially that fourth line, but LeBlanc and Zizek, they're trying to get in there, make something happen, and Zizek got tangled up in the net there as he's going to clear away, and the second line is going to come on for the Lakers, but a good first shift for the Lakers to set the tone.
Right, and that top line does a really good job on the power play. When they're not creating chances 5-on-5, they are still dictating play. They're still really keeping control of the puck in the Fredonia end, and really leaving it open for that second and third line to really counter with the scoring punch.
Yeah, now the second line with the opportunity in Fredonia's zone to win the faceoff and, like you said, dictate the tempo.
Oswego wins it back, and a little shot by Gillespie, as he tries to be his man to the boards, does not do so. Novik keeps it in and will fire it down for Gillespie. Goes all the way out to Broman, and he'll cycle it back down for Pissarro behind the net. Back out in front, in the feet of the Fredonia defense, and Pissarro will pick it back up. Point for Novik. Back down for Gillespie. Back out in front, just misses the stick of Pissarro, who's out in front of the slot. Broman with it now at the circle. Fires it into no one, but Novik will step up and keep it in. Gillespie with it now. Goes between the legs, shot, saved by Bogart. And Fredonia looks to clear.
Mike Gillespie has just been so important in that slot area with those passes so far. And another good opportunity there, just missed the stick, but Gillespie's really anchoring the Lakers offense tonight with his passing.
Poor pass by Campbell, loses it to Fredonia as they enter the zone. Behind the net, Novik will look to pick it up, but Max Blitz pinches in from the blue line, cannot do anything with it as Emerson clears the zone. Punches it in deep for the Lakers as Charlie Manley will pick it up behind his own net. Mitch Emerson on the forecheck here. Easy clear to Rivera, who will chip it in deep into Laker territory. As a decent forecheck here for Fredonia, and big turnover by Solo, but nothing comes of it as Manley was just trying to go for a line change.
Up to this point, the Lakers have done a good job controlling the puck here as they'll have another rush, but they've done a good job as opposed to that first period where we saw a lot of neutral zone chances. They've controlled the tempo so far in the second.
Charlie Manley loses it to Brown behind the net, cuts out to the middle. Bogart fires it away. Emerson now leaves it for his line mate, but cannot pick it up. As Solo keeps it in, knocked down by Schaus, but a really good job by just keeping it in, but not for long as Ryan Dunn has it. Good back check there by Molinaro on the rush, and a big hit almost by Solo, or on Solo, but the stout young gentleman stays on his feet.
Yeah, Solo's done a good job early on, trying to get in the mix with his teammates there, as he almost lost the puck there. Excuse me, that was not Solo, but it was McMillan, his defensive partner.
Barry across for Molinaro, and a good sliding effort by Bogart does not have to make the save as it goes wide. Shot from the point for the Lakers, sails into the corner boards, and now it's Nenadol with it. Nenadol loses the puck to Ryan Dunn, and he's going to break out quite easily for Fredonia and drops it off to his line mate as he goes for a change. Barry fires it wide, just avoids a too many men on the ice is Fredonia as they clear it deep. Nenadol now with it across the cross-ice pass. He'll go for a line change as they get out that top line, I believe, with Spink and Zizek. Jody Sullivan still on there, forechecking for that fourth line.
We'll see if Fredonia can get anything going. They really haven't had much of anything in the Lakers zone so far in the second period, but now with Rosenberg clearing, they have a chance. They're just going to fire it in there for Riche. They look content to just keep it away and play defense, but you can't do that when you're down 2-0.
Big hit by Rosenberg on Zizek, but Oswego will take the puck in the neutral zone. Campbell with it. Excuse me, Curry. Works his way down low. Spink with the help, but Curry picks it back up. Looks for Allen, cannot pass it over to him as Fredonia clears. Carter Allen with it now. Plays catch, gets it over to LeBlanc. Cuts in, has a step on his D-man. Shot just wide as he goes for the far side glove of Bogart.
Yeah, we highlighted LeBlanc there. A little bit of a weak shot. If he had a little bit of a better angle there, it could have met another goal for the Lakers.
Now Devin Campbell looks to clear. He's got LeBlanc streaking down the side. Cannot get over to him, but Manley does a good job guarding. Fredonia with it now. Nice little move by Blitz, but Pissarro just gets a stick on it, and the forecheck continues to run for the Lakers. Flipped over Novik's head, and Devin Campbell will pick it up. And the Lakers doing a really good job forcing Fredonia to just dump it into their own end.
Yeah, they have no puck control for Fredonia within the zone. Really nothing challenging Riche so far.
Shouts with it on a one-on-one. Sorry to interrupt, but Campbell does a good job defending it. In front of the net, shot saved by Riche. The first grade A chance for Fredonia, and the crowd lets Riche know they appreciate it.
What a stop by Riche there. Just kind of flipped his blocker out. A great opportunity in front of the net for Fredonia, and Riche says not today, much to the delight of this student section.
Oswego caught sleeping a little bit. No in front of the net, one of the biggest and most important spots to have a defenseman at all times in your own end. Campbell with it now. Loses the puck. Over to Haynes. Cross-ice pass, and I'll pick up the defenseman. And now Oswego's numbers if they can pick up. Emerson with it. cannot get into the zone as a great defensive effort by Fredonia. That was Jacob Haynes, the leading scorer for Fredonia, as Devin Campbell is harassed by the Fredonia forecheck. Jimmy Morgan. Lakers win the battle. No one can pick it up as Ryan Dunn will leave it for Jack Carlson, the defense. Max Novick with it. Loses the puck to Jacob Haynes on the back check. Cuts his shot, saved by Riche, rebound. Goes wide of the net. Devin Campbell with it, and there's going to be a penalty on the Lakers. That's a hold.
Yeah, Max Novick there looked like he looked up and didn't have the puck anymore. He might have tried to make the pass before he knew where he was going. Now a penalty against the Lakers. We'll see what the call is. Looks like it's the Lakers captain, Devin Campbell. Soup headed to the box here for the Oswego State. We'll have to see what the call is here against Oswego.
It looks like either a hold or a hook or something of that nature. But now this shot, the Blues have been under some type of momentum. The last couple of steps really dominated play in the Lakers end. The most we've seen over the course of these last 6 minutes of the second period. But what do they need to get going with this power play?
Create more of those great opportunities down low. They had the chance with deflections. They just haven't been able to get one in the back of the net. They're working on the point here. We'll see if Blitz can create something from the point.
John Carlson with it now. Corner boards will lose this as it took a favorable bounce for the Lakers. Zizek 2-on-3. Zizek has no problem just dumping in and killing time as Max Blitz picks it up. Over to Luke Rivera with some speed, forced to chip it in by Chris McMillan. Solo with it now, behind his own net, fires it over Nenadal's head, and for the clear.
Good clear there by Solo, and now we have another whistle. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Might have been a clock issue. You see the ref kind of whistling to keep the play going, and they're going to drop it at center ice.
Yeah, not quite sure what the whistle was there.
Oh, it looks like a penalty against Fredonia.
Yeah, that would be a penalty for Fredonia. I did not really see what the call was, as it might have been behind the play, but now this erases the 5-on-4 opportunity that the Blue Devils had, and that is Ryan Dunn going to the box, the junior from Rockland, Massachusetts, who's got 4 goals in 16 games played on the season.
Really the worst case scenario for Fredonia there. They had the chance 5-on-4 to try to score early on to cut that deficit, and obviously the penalty is huge there from Dunn as he's going to be in the box. And now it's a little 4-on-4 hockey, and another penalty coming to Fredonia. Looked like a cross check right to the back of Travis Broman, and now it's going to be a Lakers advantage here.
Yeah, now it's 4-on-3, and I was going to bring up 4-on-4 really seems to favor the Lakers. They have the speed advantage. They have some size as well. They can definitely compete in terms of size with Fredonia. As you saw earlier in the first period, there was a lot of slower play, more physical play, but now Lakers 4-on-3. This is almost best case scenario because it gives more time, more space, and you can try to stretch out that Fredonia defense.
And 4-on-3, I absolutely love this line that Coach Gostik's going with. Zizek, Novick, Gillespie, and Emerson. That's a speedy line, also a little bit of the size, but Novick, one of their best shooting defensemen.
Yeah, a whole lot of shooters there with Gillespie. And what a catch by Stephen Kozakowski, the freshman from Liverpool. Bare hands the puck.
Little shout out.
Not too many players would bare hand that.
I'll tell you who would, though. Liverpool high school alum like myself would grab that puck. Stephen Kozakowski with the snag.
I feel like the only difference is you would drop it.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't have dropped that. But that was not even a glove. That was a hand save and a beauty by Kozakowski. A little airtime.
Yeah, for the freshman. The only true freshman on this team, as he's the only player that's, I believe, 17 or 18 years of age. Back for the point for the Lakers is Novick. Back down to Gillespie in the circle. Moves it for Zizek. Looking for the cross-ass pass, gets it over, and just jumps over the stick of Mitch Emerson. Novick back to Gillespie as they slow it down and reset. Zizek cycling now, back to Gillespie, looking for the cross-ice pass to Novick, and he fumbles with the puck. Back to Emerson. Cross in front, good stick by the Fredonia penalty kill, and Jimmy Morgan forechecks.
Yeah, unfortunately no one home there for the Lakers as Zizek was forced to retreat. And Novick, if he could corral that puck, he had a good chance, a grade A chance in the slot area.
Yeah, and if he's a righty, it's a little bit easier for him to handle that as Gillespie takes it into the zone. Tripping over him is Emerson, but no harm, no foul. Back down to Emerson, back to Novick, over to Gillespie, fakes the shot, goes over to Zizek, cutting in, shot, save, rebound, off the post it sounds, and Emerson will pick it up and cycle back to the circle. Down to Novick. Over to Zizek, fakes the pass over to Gillespie. Gillespie now cycles out high, trying to stretch out. And now they'll get a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Lakers. Shot off of Bogart and out of play. Lakers now with about 30 seconds left of power play time, and all that will be 5-on-3.
Yeah, not the worst time to reset with 29 seconds left in the penalty, and they're going to get a new line here with Broman, Molinaro, Curry, Pissarro, and it's going to be a little bit of a bigger line for the Lakers, maybe try to create some opportunities where they weren't able to get a lot from the slot with the 4-on-3 opportunities, more tried to get it down low, but maybe now Derek Brown a running point for the Lakers.
And that's a testament to the collapsing house that Fredonia has worked on, in which they're really protecting the net, protecting Bogart, the big goaltender, and not letting much come his way. As I believe that's another hand pass, the third of the game on Fredonia.
I've never seen anything. I mean, 3 hand passes already, not even halfway through the second period for Fredonia in their own zone. I guess that's one way to protect the zone, but now Oswego is going to get another face-off, another chance to reset.
We'll reset here, 11:57 left in the second. Oswego has a 2-0 lead over the Fredonia Blue Devils as the Lakers are looking to snap a 2-game losing streak to these Blue Devils who knocked them out of the semifinals in Sumac last year. Pissarro down to Curry. Pass, shot, save, wild rebound, and a good job by the penalty kill as they were clear. Able to do so as the first penalty is about to expire, and then the second goal. Pissarro wide open net, shoots it way over the net, off the netting, and now out of play.
Yeah, Pissarro obviously wanted to get that off in time, but unfortunately was unable to find the back of the net, but he did find the big net behind Bogart, but he had to get it off quick as Bogart was not blocking the short side, but it went way wide.
Right, and that big net there on the far side protects a slew of scratches for both teams, as I believe each has about 8 to 10 on either side in terms of scratches.
Yeah, these are big roster sizes for both teams and a lot of scratches behind the net tonight.
And this is something Oswego didn't have last year, as with a couple of injuries, especially to guys like Christopher Brunn, really just stifled and stymied the rest of their season, one that was with national title hopes. Nanadol does a good job on the forecheck, but now Jimmy Morgan has it for the Fredonia Blue Devils. Curls over at the blue boards, and a big hit by Joey Sullivan. They're going to call a penalty on that. And if that's not interference, I'm not quite sure what else it is, as it might have been a, yeah, that's an interference call.
Yeah, it was definitely interference by Sullivan. It might have been a little bit unnecessary there of a hit. And now the Lakers going back on the power play. Been a lot of uneven hockey lately. Not a lot of 5-on-5 between these two teams. Always seems to be someone in the box tonight.
Right, and this is a game where Oswego, you kind of want to shape up your penalty kill. When you're playing, you know, Fredonia has the best power play in all of the SUNYAC. But with the Lakers right now, they've killed all of the penalties off, and they've done a very good job at it. Really not many chances for Fredonia so far on the power play. Oswego clears.
Possibly the most impressive thing for me for the Lakers tonight has been, like you said, killing off those penalties. And they've gotten a little bit of help from Fredonia committing bad errors, but they haven't really let Fredonia set up from the point, which is what they want to do with those defensemen, and they haven't been able to do that so far.
Victor Tracy fires it in behind the net, and Carter Allen will pick it up for the Lakers. Attacked by a couple of forechecking Fredonia Blue Devils as Carter Allen battles it out. Wins it back to the point for the Blue Devils. It's Charlie Manley. Fires a shot, and it just goes wide after a couple of screens made Riche not see the puck.
Yeah, good clear there, and Riche luckily was able to stand tall there, but it could have been a good chancer from Manley. Just those deflections haven't quite been there for Fredonia.
Yeah, a lot of traffic, but Oswego doing a good job forcing those shots a little too quickly for Fredonia's sake, as they haven't gotten much going in terms of shots on net on this power play. As heading into the in the first period, they only had one shot on goal on that 5-on-3. Oswego looking to clear, just does so, and now Joey Scorpio will hop on it. Bogart has to clear and play it, and he's almost tripped up by Joey Scorpio. Really risky play, and a big hit by Cameron Berry at center ice.
That was a very risky play there from Scorpio. Almost swept out Bogart, which would have been a huge penalty to go down to 5-on-3, but just the speed of the Lakers showing there.
Rivera stands up to Solo with knocked down, and Fredonia looks to set up shop. Across right in front of the net, but Fredonia not quite ready for it. Nanadil has a break 2-on-2 with Emerson. Cuts across, looks to cut to the net, fires a backhander wide, and hits the netting out of play.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Lakers, not a good chance there, as Emerson kind of dropped back instead of cutting and trying to fill the lane there. But just another great opportunity for the Lakers. Short-handed, and Fredonia's just not been able to set up anything. They haven't been really able to get into any sort of rhythm on their power play, and that's a big credit to the Lakers' penalty kill.
Just about 9.5 minutes left in the second period. Oswego State leads 2-0. 22 seconds left on the penalty to Jody Sullivan, the interference call in his own zone as well, and now the Lakers look to kill time in the Fredonia zone on their penalty kill. Fredonia wins the puck battle, but Emerson's still on the forecheck here. the mainstay of this Oswego penalty kill. And Fredonia sends it up and off the boards down deep. Devin Campbell with it now. Fires it to Mitch Emerson, who will send it wide over to Mike Freeman. Oswego State kills the penalty successfully to a cheer from the home crowd, and the Fredonia Blue Devils go for a line change.
It was almost hard to tell who was even on the power play there. Fredonia really didn't set up at all, and Oswego really had more opportunities than Fredonia.
Carter Allen weaved his way through a couple of Fredonia forwards until he just had to dump it into the Fredonia attacking end, or defenseman, excuse me. Spink with it now, picks it up and tries to get it out wide to LeBlanc, who will just fire it in deep for Spink. Spink loses it, but Zizek will pick it up here, but only for a couple moments as Fredonia looks to flip it the other way. Todd Schaus is tripped up, but it's going to be an offside, I believe.
Actually got tripped up by, should have been a tripping call on Fredonia there. They kind of dropped their stick the last shift I saw, and then Schaus just kind of tripped over it and caused the offsides. A little bit of friendly fire there for Fredonia, and another missed opportunity in the Lakers zone.
And the Lakers doing a really good job of bottling up the neutral zone, forcing Fredonia to just chip it in. Not a lot of speed coming through this neutral zone for Fredonia, and they like to set up shop offensively, but it's a hard time doing that when you're just chipping the puck in, as they've got some size, but not enough to get really pick up the puck on a forecheck, as Fredonia picks it up, but Max Novik looking to clear the zone. Back for Gillespie. We'll skate it out to Pissarro on a bank pass, and he can now just pick it up, and they're going to call no icing as Pissarro beats it out. Tommy Martin on him. Wins the puck battle and gets Fredonia to go out of play, or get out of their zone. Jacob Haynes with it now, has some speed. Biasso just stays on side, and he'll pick it up behind the Oswego end. Roman with it now, looking to clear the zone.
Yeah, Pissarro almost had an opportunity there for a breakaway. Unfortunately, unable to connect, but then the speed to get down and avoid the icing call has been apparent. And like you said, Oswego's really been winning that speed battle tonight, like they do seemingly every night against every opponent. They have that speed, and it's not allowing Fredonia to do much of anything on offense, because the Lakers are content with playing that up-tempo, even hectic at times, breakneck speed, which hasn't resulted in a ton of opportunities in the second period. But if you're up 2-0, you can afford to kind of play that speed still.
Right, Oswego doing a good job. They can play both ways. You know, they play the speed game. I think that's their best way. We've also seen games in which they kind of slow it down. You look at that Morrisville win 2-1 last weekend. That's a slower game, not a lot of shots, not a lot of opportunities. They still managed to find a way, despite against being a Morrisville team that is not really the best in the conference. They're actually second worst, just behind Cortland. Todd Schaus to not get into the zone, but Mike Freeman, the captain, will just fire it in as he's knocked down in front of the Lakers bench.
A lot of neutral zone play lately. Neither team really able to control the puck, and even for Oswego, it is 2-0, but not the safest lead in the world. There's still a lot of time left.
I believe Doc Emmert calls it the most dangerous lead in all of hockey. I'm not quite sure why a one-goal lead isn't, as that's less, but that's semantics.
You don't want to get too comfortable, I guess.
Yep. As Derek Brown looks to clear the zone, does so. Cameron Berry racing in behind Manley. He'll pick up the puck one-on-one. Just a small shot, surprising Bogart, and now a scramble in front of the net. But no harm, no foul there for Fredonia as they clear. The speed is Bobby Polachek as he throws it into the zone.
You can just feel every time Cam Berry touches the puck, the crowd just wants him to do something. They absolutely love him here. Definitely one of the hometown favorites.
Yeah, a guy that has a lot of speed, but coming back from that injury, he started off really quite slow. Only had a couple shots on goal in his first 3 or 4 games played, something he wants to improve on. As Jody Sullivan drops it off to Berry, who will just fire it in behind the net as he takes a hit from Max Blitz. Fredonia has no problem clearing it around, and now Charlie Manley with it will try to set up shop clearing the zone. Up the gut for Fredonia as they enter the Oswego end is Tyler Ryder, who loses the puck, but it's fired in deep by Fredonia. LeBlanc gets it over to Nenadol. Nifty pass between his legs to Zizek, and he's got a step on Carlson. And a really great play by Tommy Martin, steps up and stops the angle. And Fredonia will pick up that errant pass from Josh Zizek. Spink with it now. Great forechecking, and now Zizek with it behind the net. Looking out in front, chased all the way around by Carlson, and now over to LeBlanc. Back to the point for Max Novik. Across to Curry. Shot. Goes wide. LeBlanc with it now. By the circle, back to Novik at the point, and he'll set up for Curry once again. Back to Novik at center point. Looks for a shot. Saved by Bogart. High bouncing rebound, and Fredonia is able to pick it up momentarily. And they will look to clear here with Jimmy Morgan racing through the zone. He's a little tired at the end of his shift, A couple of Fredonia Blue Devils go off for a change. Now Zizek has some speed entering. Shot wide. Gillespie picks it up at the circle. Goes back around, looking for the point, cannot get it there. As a great defensive effort by the Blue Devils. Pissarro lets it go to Allen. Back over to Curry. Back to Allen at center point. Looking for Gillespie. Cutting to the slot here. Fires a shot wide, and now Pissarro will jump on the rebound. Gillespie misses the shot, and it looks like they're going to call a hooking call on Fredonia once more.
Yeah, definitely got Gillespie there as he tried to get in for a grade A chance there, but it looked like he was brought down. And it looks like it's going to be Jimmy Morgan, the assistant captain, that's going to be tagged for that one. The Lakers will go on the power play. And Matt, I was impressed by how fast you could talk, because that was the matchup of speed versus size that we were talking about in the pregame, where Oswego has that speed, but Fredonia wants to slow him down with that size. And I thought that was a great line by Oswego to force that penalty.
Now don't forget to stay tuned on WTOP 10 for the intermission report, as Mike Gross and the guys will give the highlights and analysis from these past 20 minutes here in the middle frame of the Oswego State Lakers. First game back for spring semester, and they have not missed a step. Of course, they've been playing about 9 or 10 games over the entire winter break.
Yeah, but it's even just a different feel to have the student section here.
Spink with it, losing it to Rivera, who just knocks it wide, but Max Novick will pick it up at his own blue line. Gillespie now fakes the shot and will just tap it in slowly. He picks it up at his own blue line, but cannot control it as Brandon Spagnardi clears. Zizek with it now entering the zone. Gets a nice little pass to Emerson, but a good job by Mike Freeman to block it.
That was an interesting play that really set this whole thing up. When Gillespie faked that shot, a lot of Lakers players had to tag back up, like Spink was about to jump off sides, as Gillespie didn't just dump it, he kind of faked the shot.
Right, Novick in deep now. Back to Zizek at the point, usually held by Novick, but Gillespie with it on the right point. Fakes the shot again, back to Novick at the point. Back down Zizek, shot saved by Bogart. Great job getting across, and Novick just keeps it in play. Gillespie with it. Shot through a crowd of players, but a good saver goes wide. Gillespie back with it. Shot tipped. Just got the shoulder of Bogart as he's back down in that butterfly again. Gillespie with it now. Picks up some speed. Cuts back over across to Zizek. Great stop by, I believe, Tommy Martin or Ryan Rosenberg. And a really good job by this Fredonia penalty kill. As you said before, bend but don't break.
Yeah, bend but don't break, and Bogart really anchored that one. He had a great save. He did get beat a couple times high, but he's not getting beat low, which is surprising at 6'6". He's so good in that butterfly stance.
Yeah, when he goes down, he covers pretty much the entire bottom part of the net with those long legs. As Lakers set up shop, looking for the backdoor pass to Brown. They scored a couple times on that last semester, but Brown misses the pass. Over to Pissarro as Broman is just offside. 20 seconds left on the power play for the Lakers, which has gone, I believe, 3 for 1 to date. Might be around 4 to 1 now with the with that hectic 4-on-4, 4-on-3 play earlier on in the period. But Oswego creating some opportunities, but nothing like we saw in that first.
Yeah, not exactly the same. I think Gillespie, when he was in, wasn't anchoring in the same way like he was in the first period. And Fredonia, I think this could be a big turning point. Only 3 minutes left to really make something happen, but that defense is what really anchors their offense, and that's what they've gotten going here in the second period. Obviously, Oswego unable to find the net this period.
Would you say Oswego's power play looks a little bit lackadaisical here? Would you say they look a little slow?
I would say so, especially right here. That's a chance that you want in front of the net, and the Lakers just haven't found it in a while.
Yeah, almost complacent here with a 2-0 lead, but you cannot be complacent against a Fredonia team that's tied for 4th in the SUNYAC and hungry to get past Plattsburgh. Power play ends here, but the Lakers still can maintain possession. Heavy hit behind the net, but Bogart will cover the puck and get the whistle with 2:30 left in the second period. Unofficial shot totals favor the Lakers 21-9, and that's really been the story of this game so far.
Yeah, Fredonia, nothing going. Shooting on Riche. Riche might be getting a little bored back there. Besides that one grade A chance they had where the Lakers were kind of caught sleeping, they've been on their toes all game long, and 21 shots is a pretty solid margin with 2 minutes left, and Fredonia hasn't even hit double digits in their shots, so that's exactly the game plan you want if you're the Lakers.
Nenadol knocked off the puck by the Fredonia defense, and that doesn't happen much for him as he's a big guy, and now Fredonia has 2-on-1 if they can get speed. Kurbis across, cannot get the shot across his Ryder as a great back check by the Lakers. Devin Campbell ties up with Victor Tracy now behind the net, and Fredonia will look to get it back in deep. That's Kurbis, the freshman, who fires it in, but Jody Sullivan picks it up and loses it to Ryder again, who loses his stick. That's the second or third time they've lost the stick like that. Devin Campbell will pick it up now, as the Lakers might have some numbers going this way. Fredonia picks it up before the Oswego Lakers can get into their own end, but now it's Scorpio with it. Cuts wide, shot across, and Bogart with a very lazy play there. Goes wide of his glove, but
he must have known that one was going way wide, because if not, that would have been a stern talking to from his head coach, Jeff Meredith.
Yep, and now you see the Lakers, Campbell, excuse me, doing a good job clearing that, but not for long as Fredonia has some numbers. Morgan guts in. Big save by Riche as he covers the 5-hole, and Morgan still must not have had his head up because the 5-hole was closed the entire way.
Yeah, Morgan probably should have taken that shot the first time. He kind of faked it and tried to go 5-hole, just a little bit of a flat shot, and Riche stayed home. He's, like you said, covering that 5-hole all the way down on Morgan's rush.
Morgan probably could have looked to go to the backhand there, try to make it tough for Riche moving left to right as even the stick was down. No room there on the 5-hole as the Lakers are hemmed in there in their own zone. 48 seconds left in the second period. Lakers lead 2-0. Max Blitz with a shot, bounced out in front, and Devin Campbell makes no mistake with it, lifting it up into Fredonia, and Charlie Manley with it now for the Blue Devils.
A couple of good chances for Fredonia. Might be a little bit too late in this period, but could be some good momentum for the third.
Devin Campbell misses it, but McMillan with it there, and he'll fire it deep. Not deep enough as Max Blitz picks it up at his own blue line. Strauss now calling for it, streaking across the blue line, but a couple Lakers there to stop him. And now the Lakers have some numbers. Gillespie with Broman. Nice pass, 2-on-1 now. Fakes the shot. McMillan's shot goes wide, and really a mistake there on the Fredonia defense. Had a 2-on-2, and one of them went to commit on Gillespie, who just passed the puck away.
Yeah, and Broman almost had an awesome opportunity. Like you said, one of the Fredonia defenders kind of just dipped on the 2-on-2 opportunity. It almost turned into a 2-on-1, especially with a guy like Gillespie running up the left side skating up the left side with that much speed. Broman didn't find him. He faked it, almost put it in the back of the net, and then McMillan almost cleaned it up. So a great opportunity. You mentioned the word complacent. The Lakers kind of jumped out of that in these last couple of minutes, just 6 seconds before the end of the second period.
Earlier there, you saw Travis Broman, number 28 for the Lakers, had a 4-game point drought starting in the Geneseo game, then going through the Williams College one. And this is a guy that the Oswego Lakers need to have produce. He's got 16 points in 19 games, so despite that 4-game scoreless drought, he's almost a point per game there.
Yeah, and he could have had another point right there, either on an assist or a goal. Now he's got some extra words to say as the final whistle sounds in the second period.
Yeah, Broman's guy, he's not the biggest, but he plays big. He plays strong, and he's just so annoying. He's almost like a Cal Clutterbuck, but with a lot more talent, as he gets under the skin of his opposition, almost pinches them a little bit.
I'll let the Islanders reference slide in there. But yeah, Broman, he's not the biggest guy, but he is going to be one of the more physical out there. We'll see if he can rack up a point in the third period.
Of course, the Lakers lead 2-0 after 2, and they really looked solid in that second period, but not as good in that as they did in the first.
Yeah, obviously no goals on the board, so that's a little bit of a loss for the Lakers, but no goals on the other end either. Riche's done a great job in that. Fredonia got some better chances towards the end of the period. We'll see if they take that into the third.
And that's all the time we have for the second period, as the Lakers still lead the Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 2-0. Stay tuned for the intermission report only on WTOP 10.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Welcome back to Hockey Night in Oswego here with WTOP 10. I am here with Devin Campbell. And Devin, the first period was a little high scoring for you guys, and then the second period was more of a chess match, kind of feeling each other out. Really physical period, and you got slammed up against the boards a couple of times really hard. How would you describe this period in terms of the physicality?
I mean, they took it up a level, and so did we. So, you know, at least we're matching them, and we're hoping in the third here with how hard we work every day in practice that we're going to take it to them. It was good that we got an early lead, but we got to build on it. 2-goal leads in hockey are the worst leads you can have, so we want to really build on it.
And what are the adjustments you guys want to make in the third period?
I mean, just breaking pucks out easier. I think we had a little trouble with that, getting hemmed at our own end. But other than that, we're doing well. We're moving our feet. They are a good hockey team, and they play well defensively. So, you know, they're not going to give us much, but we got to make sure we capitalize next big chance we get here and, you know, hopefully be able to bring it home here in the third.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Devin. You're watching Hockey Night in Oswego. We'll be right back. Thank you, Devin.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making,
Ever.
and he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back inside the Moreno Campus Center. It's the second intermission, and the Lakers are leading the Blue Devils 2-0, still after a scoreless second period, and it didn't look like any team had the edge in the second period.
No, not really. Oswego did outshoot Fredonia, but it was a pretty even period, a very physical period, but a good job by Fredonia sticking with Oswego in that one.
And definitely it was a very, like you said, a very physical period. You can see the window panel still shaking a little bit after some of the hits towards the board. So you definitely know it's a physical game going on right now between these two teams.
Yeah, it was still chippy, and like James said, down on the sideline, it was a chess match there in the second period. It was pretty even, but they did outshoot Fredonia, Oswego did, in the second period, 9-6 on goal.
Yeah, and that's important. In order for Oswego to maintain this lead, they can't be losing the shot battle. They got to keep creating some opportunities. Now, Eric Bogart, he was phenomenal in goal in that period for Fredonia. He's going to have to keep it up if Fredonia looks to get back into this game.
And definitely, that's the big thing right there, is that despite the amount of shots that Oswego was taking this last period, none of them turned up successful. So a big congrats to the goalie for Fredonia, and maybe he'll keep it up going into the third.
Yeah, the Fredonia's defense was going and they were moving in the second period, but can they take that and translate it to their offense in the third period?
Well, they're going to have to. Oswego's done a pretty good job thus far tonight, moving on defense, cutting down the pass lanes, especially when they're on the penalty kill. They've done an excellent job of that. Fredonia's going to have to find a passing lane and create some shots if they're going to look to get back into this game.
And that's the big thing, too. On defense, they need to create turnovers and opportunities for themselves to get into transition and create some odd man rushes for themselves so that way they can get back into this game.
Devin Campbell said they're on the sideline. He wanted to get more breakaways there in the second period. What does Oswego need to do to score more? He needs a better lead.
Well, they're getting the opportunities. They just need to finish. Like I said, Bogart's doing a phenomenal job, and he did a really good job in the second period. They just need to finish. They're getting their opportunities. They just need to put the puck in the back of the net.
You can have the greatest defense all day if you're Fredonia, but if you're not scoring, you're still down 2-0. They need to change that going into the third period, translate defense into offense, because a great defense will make a great offense. You look there passing around, Oswego's trying to get the shots in, but you see great defense right there by the Fredonia players moving around, definitely interfering with the Oswego team. They're passing it around, nothing successful. And like you said, Bogart is doing a phenomenal job as goalie today for Fredonia, but the defenders are helping them out as well. If they're able to translate that into some offense, they can get right back into this game.
Yeah, well, something that I'd like to point out here is Bogart's doing a great job controlling the rebounds, not allowing Oswego to get any putback opportunities, and he's done a really great job, especially low, locking up that 5-hole, not allowing Oswego to score.
Yeah, Oswego had the 2 goals in the first period, no goals in the second period. All credit to Bogart, but David Richet, he did a number as well on this Fredonia team in the net.
Yeah, he's done a great job early in the period. He had some great saves, and especially on the power play, he's been doing a great job. And against these screen shots that Fredonia's been able to find, they just haven't been able to finish.
And that's the big thing, is finishing the shots that you start. Once you commit to a shot, you got to finish it. But Richet's done a phenomenal job, especially in the second period, when they got right up into his face, and he said, "No, sir, you're not getting in today."
A lot of penalties, or not a ton of penalties in the second period, but there were a ton in the first. Still physical. It was still physical. The Fredonia offense, they need to get going in the third period.
Yeah, well, that starts with passing. Devin Campbell said it himself. They're moving their feet very well, especially on the defensive side. They need to find those passing lanes. Oswego did it in the first period to create their shots. They need to find those passing lanes to create open shots for themselves, because they're not going to beat Richet the way they're doing it tonight.
And like what I was saying, you got to create turnovers, create offensive opportunities for themselves, and that's how they get right back into this game. They got to get into Richet's face. They got to do the screen passes a little bit more, throw them off guard. That way they're able to come in and tap it in from the side.
We're going to take our first break on the intermission report. Up next, we'll see how physical this second period was, and we'll get a period summary. You're watching the intermission report on WTOP 10.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Laker Connect. Absolutely, Dan Kane, this is his second year, have at least one shot. But communicate and just, you have to go back to the basics. Absolutely wrong, because
right now 1-2 in the SUNY Athletes. If you can win both of those games,
sick and tired, Brandon.
If the other team can win 1 point, take Vanderbilt.
Oh, absolutely. Come on. Just give me the 1-0 lead, all right?
No.
Or watching Laker Connection.
Connections here on WTOP 10.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey guys, I think I'm a little shiny. Can someone help with that, please?
So you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you know you're gonna start off the show like suspended from the ceiling, right? So you're all set with that. So yeah, just remember everything else we talked about and make sure you follow the prompter.
I mean, don't I always?
No, just do what we talked about, okay?
All right, no problem. Let's go.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to the second intermission. The third period is just moments away, but we're going to touch on real quick on the physicality there in the second period for both sides.
Yeah, well, the physicality continued from the first period. At the end of the first period, it got very chippy, and you can see here some big hits. These teams amping up the intensity. Devin Campbell said it himself. Both teams really going after each other, taking some big hits out on each other. This game is getting very physical.
And that's a big part of this game right now, especially from the first period and the second period, probably going into the third period. We're going to see a lot of big hits coming our way, and if both teams are going to keep it up, we're going to see more players going to the penalty box.
How can you bottle that emotion from the first and second period and all these hits and put it into the game without losing your cool and drawing penalties?
Well, you want to be physical, that's a part of the game, but you got to be smart when you're physical. You can't be taking late hits, you can't be going after the head, you got to be smart and stay out of the penalty box.
That's a big thing right there. Picking your battle when you are being physical, when you are going for the cross-check, when you are going for hits against the board. You got to pick those battles right there. And, you know, if you're not making the right choices when being aggressive, it's going to cost you big.
And we'll take a quick look at the period summary. It seems like Oswego definitely had the edge, even through the second period, still at a 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, well, you can see here the shots, it's 21-12 Oswego, and those are just on goal. The attempted shots, Oswego has even more, and Oswego still winning that face-off battle. They're winning this game in the stat column, and if they continue to do that, they're going to get out of here with a win.
And that's the big thing, is that they're winning every battle that they come up against. They're leading all the stats so far in the game. You got to win all these stats in order to keep the lead that you have currently against Fredonia.
We apologize. It was 2 goals from the period summary, not 3, but we are going to go to a break. We'll bring it back to the press box for the coverage of the third period. And this is it for us from the perch until the post game, so tune in.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Hey guys, when we're not doing the real deal, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I like to watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Yeah, me too. You know, there's such a wide variety of films that anybody on campus can watch.
And it's free.
And it's free. How do I get to this Movies on Demand?
Well, all you have to do is go to WTOP10.com and click the Movies on Demand tab.
Hey, let's go watch one right now to review on our next show.
Welcome back to the Murano Campus Ice Arena. Matt Wilding here alongside Luke Owens, and the Oswego State Lakers are leading the Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 2-0. Now, Luke, we talk a lot about head coach Gosick for the Lakers as one of the legends of the coaching game in D3, but he's not the only one in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, Jeff Meredith for Fredonia. He's actually a grad of Brockport, class of '82. This is his 31st season at the helm for Fredonia, and he's kind of, we talk about in the NFL a lot, those coaching trees, guys like Andy Reid who have those coaching trees. Well, Jeff Meredith has that coaching tree. He's got a lot of guys that coached under him that went on to get jobs, such as Brian Dickinson, who's the head coach at Brockport, Jim Fowler, the former Buff State coach, Eric Nowak, the head coach at UMass Dartmouth, Nick Carey, the current assistant coach at Laval in the AHL. There's just a lot of blossoming from his coaching tree, and Meredith has done a great job. Even looking at his staff right now, his assistant coach, Reed Leswing, actually served as an assistant coach for the South African men's national team. So Meredith has done an awesome job, not only with his program, but with his coaches under him.
Right, and he's been the coach, as you said, 31 of all 32 seasons for Fredonia. Heading into this season, he was 17th among all active G3 college coaches and wins, and quite a story for Fredonia. He's coached all but one of their seasons, as the Lakers have control early on in this third period, up 2-0. As Tyler Curry fires a shot, deflected, saved by Bogart, and he's going to snatch it up in his glove.
Yeah, we talked about 2-0 being the scariest lead in hockey. You even heard Devin Campbell mention it at the intermission, down with James on the ice, but the Lakers don't seem content with that 2-0 lead. A little bit of traffic in front of the net, and Zizek almost was able to hammer it home for the Lakers, and now they drop to that second line, which has been so good for them tonight.
Running that good Canadian boy out of Greeley, Ontario. Loves his hockey cliches, as do most players, as we see in the NHL, AHL. But it's true. It's a tough lead to contend, especially when it opens up the game a lot more for the opposition, as Fredonia is looking to carry speed, and those defense take a lot more chances than they normally would if it's a closer game. Mike Gillespie with it, tries to find Broman, who is forced offside. Good active stick by the Fredonia blue line, trying to control and really stop this Oswego State speed heading through the neutral zone.
And I know we just talked about one cliche, and this is a cliche I don't like to use too often, but it just seems like Travis Broman is due. He's due for a goal, an assist, something. He's just been so active in getting his chances there. He almost broke through into the Fredonia zone, but was unable to. It just seems like Broman has had a knack for getting around the net.
Yeah, and he's a guy that scores a lot of his goals, almost like Anders Lee. You like that Cal Clutterbuck one. How about Anders Lee? Two Islander comparisons for one player.
Can't keep the Islanders off this broadcast.
Of course not. He's a guy that likes to get in front of the net, get close to the net, and score those goals in within 5, 6, 7 feet of the crease. And really just a talented player, and one that probably could have gone D1 if he really put his mind to it. And he had the talent to go D1, and he just decides to stay with the Lakers. One of those fringe D1, D3 guys. Chris McMillan pinches in from the back end and keeps the puck in, as now it's Brown cutting to the net. That goes back wide. Across, looks for the slot, and Emerson cannot get a stick on it as it went just wide. Solo loses the puck on a great play by Luke Rivera, and now the Blue Devils have numbers. Schaus cannot get it off of McMillan, but he just fires it in deep, and the Lakers look to clear the zone.
Yeah, Sorry, Matt, we talked about how nonchalant the Lakers were last period. They've come out aggressive in the third period, which you like. It's something about that first and third period going towards the student section where Oswego really seems to play their best.
Yeah, Joey Molinaro here fires it in deep. Playing smart hockey, up 2 goals. Don't be afraid to just fire it down the end. Don't make too many risky plays at either blue line. You can take an icing, you can take a dump and chase, but you cannot take a 2-on-1, which the Blue Devils have right now. Looking for shot, saves, or scores! Ryan Dunn holsters his weapon of his hockey stick, goes top shelf on Riche, and now it's 2-1 Oswego, and the crowd has gone silent.
We talked about how 2-0 is the scariest lead, and Dunn with the breakaway here. Let's see the replay there. A great 2-on-1, and he goes top shelf, great pass to Riche on the glove side. A beautiful goal there on the break, not to dump it off there. as we get the great angle. And we talked about 2-0 might be the worst lead in hockey, but now it's 2-1. It's a 1-goal game, and the Lakers are a bad bounce away from this game being all tied up.
Yeah, and Tyler Curry plays that right. You want to take away that second threat. You want to take away the pass to 2-on-1. He does that. Riche typically is going to make that save and try to control the shooter on a 2-on-1, unable to do so. And now the Lakers need to find a jumper with their fourth line. Cameron Barry chips it behind Rosenberg. Nenadol trying to pick it up, cannot do so. And now coming to play. Jody Sullivan loses the puck. Ryder just picked it out. And now Curry over Victor across the line. He has good numbers back, and Nenadol looks to flip the other way. So the pass goes around the net. Rosenberg, good stop, forcing Oswego to slow it down into their own zone. Zizek just misses a pass that was intended for him, and now Fredonia goes the other way. Ryder with it now. A big hit by Carter Allen. Tells him to sit down, and Ryder jumps right back up. Spink with it now, over to LeBlanc. Has some space, cuts in now on a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-3. Loses the puck hard, and Haynes up with it now. And Oswego does a good job getting 3 guys back. Spink the forward on the back check. Fredonia with it, fires across, hits the post. And Carlson will pick it up from the blue line. Fires a shot wide over across to Tommy Martin, his D partner. He'll send it in for Jacob Haynes, the leading scorer of this Fredo squad. Is knocked down by Devin Campbell, but can get it out in front of the net. Tommy Martin picks it up, and LeBlanc doing a good job defending him. Novik clears out for Spink, and they've got a 2-on-2, 2-on-3 if they can hurry. Spink with it now, looking, fires a shot blocked by Fredonia, but Novik picks it right back up. Good follow through. Novik with it now. Fires back to his point and tries to get it deep, cannot do so. Great play by Haynes, and now we've got a 1-on-1 with LeBlanc as the lone player back for Oswego. Great play, and Rivera just holds up. Had a 1-on-1 with a forward. I would have liked to see him take a chance there down a goal.
Yeah, and we talk about the pace for Oswego. Fredonia is willing to run right now with the Lakers coast to coast, and it actually created that first goal from Dunn, and they've actually looked a lot better pushing the pace instead of just dumping the puck.
Shaws fires a shot into Solo's legs, and Becerra with it now will try to find Gillespie. They've got a 2-on-2 with Broman. Gillespie cuts to the slot, goes around, shot, save right in the crest of Bogart, and Oswego will take that offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, they will. They get to reset a little bit. Gillespie trying to push the pace there. Oswego, you want to get that third goal here now, 2-1, and like I said, Fredonia's looked content playing at that breakneck speed, not willing to set up on defense or on offense, but it kind of just creates that hectic feel, and that's where Oswego's really comfortable. But when that leads 2-1, it gets a little bit more nerve-wracking, because in the second period they more wanted to slow it down, and now Fredonia wants to play that speedy brand of hockey.
They'll fire it down for an icing as Riche covers the post and lets it slide all the way down, and we'll have another offensive zone faceoff for the Lakers. 15:37 left in the game. Oswego up 2-1. Took a 2-goal lead heading into this third period. Fredonia scores early in this third period, and they're probably comfortable, you know, down a goal, but feeling a lot more comfortable than they were heading into the period.
Yeah, at the end of the second period, we just had that feeling where Fredonia was starting to get those offensive zone, those good grade A chances, and now it's converting into the third period for the Blue Devils. They've looked a lot better than that second and third period.
Valentine fires a slap shot on a 3-on-2 just as he entered the zone, but Fredonia will maintain possession. Knocked down to his knees is Fredonia forward, and he'll get right back up. I believe that was Dunn. Dunn tries to get it, and a good sliding effort by Gillespie to poke it back behind the net. Oswego looks for a breakout here as Solo fires over Gillespie, who just gets a stick on it but cannot control it. Valentine back over with it now. 2-on-2 coming in, and it goes wide of Riche. Becerra looking to beat Rosenberg to it, cannot do so, and it'll flip all the way around for Fredonia just to knock it back in. Dunn challenging Solo, loses the battle that Rowan picks up, but now gets back out. Looks for Victor Tracy, open in the slot, but cannot get it to him. As Carlson now fires it back in, Fredonia touches up to stay on side.
And this is a chance for Oswego to try to slow it down, but Fredonia is keeping the pressure up even through the line change in that Oswego zone. They're just not taking the foot off the gas. And this is the time you want to strike if you're Fredonia. You don't want to wait till late in the third period. Still plenty of time to get that game-tying goal.
Yeah, and they're playing a forecheck very aggressive, something we haven't seen really in the first, a little bit more towards the end of the second. And it's really just putting Oswego State uneasy in their own zone, and now Victor Tracy looks to escape for the Blue Devils. He's stood up by Carter Allen.
Carter Allen's been really laying the boom so far. We saw the big hit earlier. There's another one. That could be a big momentum boost for the Lakers. Carter Allen's been really doing a nice job on the defensive end.
Yeah, but especially this home crowd that loves the big hits, loves the goals, but the hits seem to have a different type of cheer. And Emerson knocked down, no penalty called. off the puck. Sliding it back down is Carter Allen. Back to the point, down for Nenadol. Behind the net, circles around, looks for a wraparound, holds. Fires up shot, and Oswego cannot pick up a rebound. And it looks like behind the play, Emerson's knocked down and really held up in the offensive zone as Oswego's forced to wait for him to get onside.
Yeah, just missed what happened there, but it looked like Emerson got a little tangled up.
Nenadol with it. And a great diving effort by Bogart. They're going to call a trip on him. And a tough play. He fights for the puck. He might have gotten the puck, but they're still going to call a tripping penalty on him, and that's a questionable call.
It was a questionable call, but for the Lakers, if you're Nenadol, that's the exact right play you want to make. We'll see who Fredonia wants to send to the box. Obviously, Bogart will not be serving the penalty, but we see that call a few times during these games, and Bogart might have saved a goal there if Nenadol was able to put it back. And we'll see on the replay here what Bogart did there. We'll see if he hit the puck or the legs first. And here on the replay, Nenadol, great chance. Goes to the backhand, and yeah, it looked like Bogart,
that's a good call, yeah. The puck goes right past him. Yep, that's a good call. Nenadol doing his best Bobby Orr impression. So now we've got a couple Islanders references, and now we got a Bruins reference.
Yeah,
trying to keep it even here for you, Luke.
I'm not a Bruins fan, so not even. But yeah, Nenadol did a great job. He might have even got tripped up before Bogart tripped him. Just a good job to control the puck.
2-on-2 for Fredonia on the penalty kill. They've got to kill this one off. 1 for 6 is the Oswego power play heading into this power play, and Zizek leaves it for Max Novak, who's been a staple on this power play the last couple of years. Chipped in, Emerson picks it up along the half wall, and he is almost knocked down. Good job staying on his feet, gets it over to Gillespie. Back to Novak, back down for Zizek. Back to Novak at the point, now to Gillespie. Cuts in, fakes a shot again, Zizek over, spin, shot, save, rebound. Zizek tries to get over to him. Might have been better of just shooting it, and now they're going to slow it back down to Gillespie at the point. Cuts into the middle, fades back out. Holding with it now. Max Novak back at the point, moves center point, shot, scores! Max Novak again! And another screen as he goes far side, just above the right pad of Eric Bogart. 3-1 Oswego.
One baseball legend, Yogi Berra, once said it's like deja vu all over again. Look at this replay. Max Novak once again from the slot, gets it in on the pass from Gillespie, and we'll see who they give that to. I think it was definitely Novak. I don't think it was tipped in front of the net. And just almost the exact replay of the first power play goal scored by the Lakers, and now a 3-1 lead. They can feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and the one thing you saw there that you didn't see in the first one is that first Fredonia penalty killer was up a lot closer to him. And that's great if you can block the shot. But when you're right there, that's a tough screen. Bogart, the goaltender, can't see the angle of the stick or where it's going, and that's a tough screen, especially with Emerson in front as well. I don't think he got another clean shot with that.
Yeah, and you know the crowd likes to tell Bogart it's all his fault, but there's just so much traffic in front of the net. Great job by Oswego to get back on board.
Cameron Barry now at the fourth line out here for the Lakers, trying to set the tone and keep the momentum on their side after that goal. And Carter Allen there does a good job not pinching unnecessary play as Oswego is able to keep it in momentarily. Max Blitz loses it over to Scorpio. Shot for Nenadol, misses wide, but Cameron Barry picks it up and he'll skate behind the net. Barry with it now, holding on to it, taking some time with the clock, staying good zone pressure and cycling, but Max Blitz picks it up uncontested, leaves it for Dunn. Off the skate of a Oswego forward, and now Oswego will keep it in play, but a lazy, sloppy, no-look pass by Molinaro, and Carter Allen cannot keep it on side, but Tyler Curry tries to rush ahead. Max Blitz has some space, one-on-one, the defenseman fires a shot just wide of Riche.
Blitz actually had numbers if he could have corralled that a little bit better. Fredonia had two coming behind and could have been a 3-on-2 opportunity. Kirby's coming up the left side.
Scrum here along the half wall. Just clears out of the zone, and now Molinaro will look for it, but Spagnardi picks up the Jets and gets it behind his own end, or own zone.
Still plenty of time for Fredonia to set up. Still 11 minutes left in this game, but you want to get back on the board early as the ref takes a hit there.
Mike Freeman with it now, the captain. Will leave it back for his D partner. Spagnardi now behind his net. Gets it over to Ryder at the half wall. Loses it to Spink. Tries to cut in all alone against 3 Fredonia defensemen, but the third one manages to pick it off his stick. Novak with it now. Dumps it off to Tracy at the red line. 2-on-2 scrum. Almost too many men on the ice there, but a good job by Biasolo to not touch the puck. Zizek with it now. Has some speed on that far side, or that near side, excuse me. Cycles around the net. Good play by Freeman with the active stick. Spink with it now. Back down low. Cuts, makes Carlson mix, but a good job staying with him. Campbell fires it back down to Spink. At the half wall, waiting to set up shot. Looks to fire a shot, but a good block by Fredonia, as now it's Isaac with it. Has another scrum as the time ticks off the clock. A shade over 10 minutes left in this game. Oswego up 2. More board battle, but Jacob Haynes gets it over to Mike Freeman, the captain. Or excuse me, that is not Mike Freeman. That's Jimmy Morgan, who loses the puck to Riche. Jacob Haynes with it now. 2-on-2 battle along the boards. Morgan with it. Back out to Carlson, who tries to punch back in deep. Gets it over, shot, hits the net after I believe it deflects off an Oswego State stick, and that'll stay in the offensive zone for Fredonia.
And we talked about in the beginning of the period when Fredonia came out and wanted to play with pace against Oswego, but after that goal, the Lakers really settled back into that speed, and they said, well, we still think we're a little bit faster than you, and it's created some really good opportunities. Even up 2 goals, if you're Oswego, keep the foot on the gas, and they've done that really well. They didn't do that in the second period. They kind of eased off, and that goal might have been a good wake-up call.
Yeah, definitely keep your foot on the gas, but don't make dumb mistakes. You want to keep yourself with a couple guys back. You don't want to give up an odd man rush like they did on that 2-on-1 earlier in which Fredonia scored the goal. But now Oswego looking to clear, cannot do so as it's caught up in Gillespie's stick, and he will fire it down. Will this go for an icing? Yes, it will, as Charlie Manley punches up for Fredonia, and now they'll get it back in the Oswego end. 19-19 left in the period.
Yeah, and one thing I've noticed tonight on the other end, we've talked a lot about Bogart, but Riche's done a really great job going post to post. Like you said, he really covers up well, even only at 6'1" compared to a 6'6" in Bogart. Just the way Riche plays down on the ground has been extremely impressive to watch, especially when he puts his pads on the ice.
Yeah, he's been very steady. Last year, one of the best Suniac performances for a goaltender of all time. This season, a little shaky to start, but he doesn't face that many shots as he makes the save. And you look at a guy like Riche, 906 save percentage coming into tonight, but he's only giving up 1.99 goals a game. So it's just a testament to how good this Lakers defense is at limiting shots.
Yeah, and he hasn't even seen a lot today. Fredonia on the scoreboard only 15 shots, and Riche has steered away 14 of them. Like you said, he doesn't see a lot of shots, but when he does, he's very steady. He's very consistent, which is what you want out of a starting goaltender.
Carlson stops it at the half wall. And now Derek Brown with it, or excuse me, that's Carter Allen. Sends the length of the ice for another icing. And now coming up tomorrow, we've got 2 games, both the women's hockey team taking on Buffalo State, as well as the men's team. The women are playing at 3 p.m. and the men at 7. And Luke, you were watching the women's game earlier today. They didn't look too great. They did lose the game, and a tough loss. But of course, tomorrow, 3 p.m. at the Marano Campus Center Ice Arena, and they will be playing in the teal game to honor Mary Gosick and ovarian cancer awareness. Shot by Victor Tracy, deflected, and Cameron Berry plays a little hopscotch and gets the stick out, or gets the puck out just to center ice. John Carlson will fire it back in. Riche with it now, find his own net, leaves it, but Dunn does a good job on the forecheck, trying to make it a little bit more difficult for Oswego to get out of the zone. And then Nendel fires it in, cannot get it all the way, but enough for Mike Freeman to shank a shot, or a pass. Cameron Berry tries to dangle around him, but Freeman takes the body and lets his teammates pick up the puck.
Berry actually might have had a chance there to dump that back. He might have been a little bit fast with that move, but a good steer away by Fredonia after a big time, could have been costly mistake.
Derek Brown over to Tyler Curry, looking for a stretch pass over to Emerson, but cannot pick it up as he just chips it ahead. Polachek takes a big hit from Carter Allen, but gets it in deep regardless. Oswego looking to pick up some speed through the neutral zone as Joey Molinaro fires it in behind the net. Bogart comes out to play it. Leaves it for Manley, looking to get it out, and a quick change as Oswego is changing. Campbell wins the puck battle, gets it over to Tanner Spink, who will leave it for his line mate Joey Molinaro, who will chip it in to get a line change off.
And now Oswego really settling into that more slow pace, just trying to dump the puck, kill some time now. Just a touch under 7:30 remaining in the game. And I think this is where Oswego wants to maybe not ease off too much, but avoid those big mistakes.
Right. Josh Zizek with it now along the near side. He'll stop along the half wall and fire back to Campbell. Campbell back over to Novick. Shot, save, as Novick's looking for the hat trick himself. 2 goals on the back end. Very impressive night from him, very active on the power play. Zizek out in front. Good stop by Max Blitz. Down to LeBlanc. Zizek just misses it in the slot, had a chance far side, but he was in pretty tight.
I'll tell you what, if there is a hat trick for Novik, we'll see how many Oswegonians are willing to toss their hats. A little bit cold out tonight, so I don't know if they're going to want to get rid of those.
I wouldn't want to throw mine in this weather.
If Novik reaches that 3 goals. You got to protect the ears on a night like this.
Oh, yes. Casero does a good job keeping it in, as did Solo as a team effort. And it looks like Fredonia looking to clear the puck. Knocks off an Oswego stick, so no icing, as McMillan chases back for it.
I've enjoyed watching Solo tonight. Obviously, one of our first looks at him in a Lakers uniform, but he stayed within himself. You know, not quite maybe up to speed with the type of hockey the Lakers want to play, but he's getting there. You can tell game by game he's definitely making improvements, building that chemistry with his line mates.
Right, and as a defenseman, early on, you don't want to be noticeable. You don't want to make mistakes, and those are the things that you notice the most. He's done a really good job keeping his play smart. You saw that on his little rush there. Probably the best we've taken a look at him doing what he does best, and that's moving the puck, as Schaus is knocked off the puck, and Gillespie takes it. Looking for a pass over to Broman, who is offside and will have to wait.
Almost a split there from Broman trying to stay on side as he heads to the bench, and another whistle.
And Jasper Barley, one of the first times we really mentioned him in this game, has a lot of speed. The kid from Oakland, California, said that growing up in Oakland taught him work ethic and gave him this huge drive and this huge passion and work ethic that he has for the game, comes all the way from his time in Oakland.
Yeah, played for the South Shore Knights of the USPHL. And we haven't heard a lot from him, like you said, but he has had a couple of opportunities there on that 4th line, winging with Rivera. And, you know, 4th line production is something that's really big in D3 hockey. We talk about the Lakers' depth all the time. And Fredonia, they've had a little bit of success with Rivera, but he's more of a top line guy. So the Lakers have definitely won that battle with the deeper 3rd and 4th lines.
And that's something they didn't have too much of last year, as Kurbis, the freshman, leaves it for Spagnardi to enter the zone. Fires a pass over. Good job by Carter Allen to stop it. And now Lakers have numbers the other way. Joey Molinaro with it. Cuts into the zone. Goes up to the far side. Shot. Blocked. Freeman with it now. Will take his time and wait to recoil.
Yeah, Carter Allen might not show up in the box score a lot tonight, but he's just done a great job going defense to offense. There just stays within himself. Got the pass up, and just a great job from number 2 in white.
And a sloppy play by Fredonia leads to an icing call with 5:04 left in the game. Oswego up 3-1, and the clock is ticking for Fredonia.
Yeah, and we'll see what they want to do about the goalie situation. If they want to pull Bogart, how early they want to pull him down by 2 goals. And that icing call is huge because it sets up in the Lakers zone. Might be a little bit too early to pull the goalie, but with the puck down now in Fredonia's end, of course, they have to keep Bogart in the net, and they waste another offensive opportunity.
But Haynes doing a great job getting out of the zone quickly. But as his teammates go for an icing, it's 1-on-5 here, as the Lakers try to get an easy clear. Manley with a good job pinching, forces Oswego to dump it in, but he gets a stick on it, so no ice.
See how Fredonia sets up on offense. They've got to push the tempo here, and Oswego is going to put their big guys in. They have Devin Campbell sitting back there with Max Novik, and they're just going to try to play physical and keep the puck out of their own zone.
Right, and Fredonia needs to do a good job really supporting each other in the neutral zone. As you see here, this forecheck for Oswego is so relentless, and Nenadol with a shot falling down just goes wide of Bogart.
Circus shot there from Nenadol diving and just actually missed that, not by a lot. As another sloppy play from Fredonia coming off sides, and you can just see in the body language there from Haynes as he skates off the ice that that's another missed opportunity in the offensive zone.
And he goes offside, and there was a rush going. It was a couple feet offside, so I'm very impressed, or really shocked. He's a guy that usually has better control of his skates and his really just his hockey IQ, so a little bit caught sleeping there.
Yeah, Fredonia came out hot in the 3rd period, and they've kind of gotten a little bit sloppy in these last 5 minutes, and that's the time when you don't want to be sloppy, especially down 2.
Ryan Dunn with it now on the near side. Fires a shot just over Riche, who tries to make the save, but it goes wide. Dunn with it behind the net. Solo playing him, and McMillan picks it up. Over to Dunn. Oh, almost shot on net. And now Zizek has a shot, but Rosenberg does a good job getting back as the lone defenseman. 3:55 left in the game, so we'll have to wait and see what Fredonia does in terms of their goaltending. And they do a good job keeping it in by John Carlson. Just momentarily as LeBlanc has a 2-on-1 with Zizek. Loads back, goes around the defense, fires in front, shot. Almost goes 5-0, and Zizek gets pushed a couple times by Dunn, and it looked like Carlson and Schaus as well.
I think that's got to be a penalty. I mean, Zizek got punched right under the mask there. It was either Rosenberg or Dunn that got him right under the chin, and I'm surprised that the refs are going to let him go to the bench there. That looked like a cheap shot.
Gotta let the boys play here.
I know, we do say that, but I mean, Zizek, that could have been a dangerous play for him. He got hit right under the chin strap that looked like of his helmet. And now another sloppy play from Fredonia, another face-off in their zone, and another time when Bogart can't be pulled. So these are mistakes you don't want to make if you're Fredonia. A great 2-on-1 rush by Oswego.
Oswego loses the face-off, but again, that forecheck really making it hard for guys like Mike Freeman, who held the puck momentarily for Fredonia to get out of zone, but they do so. And it's fired in deep by Rivera. Carter Allen mishandles it a little bit. Fredonia with it now, but Gillespie picks it up on the near side. Will evade one check, but cannot maintain the puck momentarily until he picks it back up for Broman in a breakaway. Cuts the net. Dangles, shot, block, save. No goal. Again, oh my God, what an effort by Fredonia, whole team defense, as Broman hooked a little bit. Not really much of a call there. And you saw Gillespie or Pissarro following that up, could not get it past the 5-hole, which again looked a little bit open on
Carter
Bogart.
Allen will clean up on aisle 6 there, another dump, but Broman had the opportunity, and like I said, he seems like he's due, but Bogart stayed within himself, and he was able to block the 5-hole. Broman got kind of a weird angle on the breakaway.
Gillespie with it now picking up as he exits the zone. They're going to call a hand pass on Oswego, and that'll take the face-off just outside of Fredonia's end. 2:43 left in the game, and once Fredonia gets into the zone, you have to think they're pulling Bogart.
Yeah, it's got to be that time, especially down by 2 goals, and just the way this game's been going. Oswego's keeping the pressure on the forecheck, which has been really impressive from line change to line change, how they've kept that pressure on. It's getting a little chippy here, and we'll see. I think they're going to, due to the hand pass, they're going to move the face-off into Oswego's zone.
I believe they're going to call it an intentional touch-up, and with that being on the other side of the red line, they're going to move that all the way down to the Oswego end. We'll have to watch Bogart if Fredonia wins the face-off. But after the final clock hits 0 on this period, stay tuned to watch WTOP 10 for the post-game report as Mike Gross and the guys will give highlights and analysis from the entire game, and including these last 20 minutes of this third period.
That might have been a missed opportunity for Fredonia. Obviously, you want to ensure the win face-off, but if you can get another guy in the zone, keep the puck in here, and that's when you want to pull Bogart, but no movement even close towards the bench so far.
Derek Brown will fire it in for Oswego as Max Blitz looking to evade Emerson forechecker, and Molinaro gets over to Victor Tracy, who is harassed by Molinaro, who just kicks puck in momentarily. And he trips up what looked like Max Blitz, and that's a tough call. That's a really soft call. I did not think it was a stick with ticky-tack.
It might have been a phantom call, to be honest. I'm not sure if Molinaro even got enough of the skates there, Max Blitz, when he went down there. I don't know, Matt. It was close. It was close. Late in the game, maybe they want to give the benefit of the doubt to Fredonia. I'm not sure. It could be a timeout coming here. Might be the right time to call a timeout if you're Fredonia. Let's see on this replay on the trip. And you see Blitz coming over here. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that call, Matt.
I don't love it. I think Max Blitz wasn't really 100% on his skates, a little wobbly already, and that's a tough call to make with just about 2 minutes left in this game. Again, Bogart has not been pulled yet. Shot goes wide all the way around and kept in by Jacob Haynes. Momentarily as Devin Campbell and Josh Isaac team up to knock it just to the red line. Victor Tracy with it. Bogart creeps towards his own net, own bench, and he will get on the bench. The extra attacker out there.
Finally, it took a little bit of time for him to get out, but now with 1:50, we'll see if they can go to work.
Shot by Rivera, the extra attacker here. Is easy save by Riche as there's not much traffic or speed on that shot. Behind the net now, Rivera leaves it for his teammate, Jacob Hayes, who fires a hard pass over, cannot get the shot off. Haynes with it now. Back shot, saved by Riche, and again, no traffic in front of the net. Riche sees that from a mile away.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what Fredonia was doing. They were kind of pinching down, but they were on either side of Riche. No one to block the vision. It looked like Morgan and Kirby's both on either side, and they kind of said, here's your lane, make this save, and Riche is going to make that save and gobble that up every day of the week, and now it looks like we have a timeout. Not sure. It's from Fredonia's bench, but just not a good job, like you said, Matt, of getting traffic in front of the net.
And that's a good, hard, low shot by Manley, something you would prime for tipping, prime for the deflection, but no one's there.
Yeah, all you have to do is get a stick on that, get a skate on that, and that's going in the back of the net. We're talking about a 3-2 game, but Riche had the clear vision there, and easy save for him. He's going to make that 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and you look at some of these guys out there on the ice for them. Ethan Kirby's 6'2", 192. Guys like Victor Tracy, 6'3", 224. They have big guys. They have strong, physical, hard-to-move forwards, and you've got to put one of those guys in front of the net. Riche saves most of the shots you can see. The ones that he gives up, the goals he gives up, usually on screens or on rebounds in front of the net. And you can't create either of those unless you get traffic in front of Riche.
Especially on the power play, and especially when you're up 6 men to 4, you got to get at least 2 guys in front of Riche, maybe even 3 when you're firing that from the point, but just not a lot of good movement from Fredonia, and maybe that's why the timeout was taken there by Jeff Meredith.
Yeah, as we await the buzzer sounds as they're trying to get Fredonia back out there onto the power play, and it looks like Oswego is just so comfortable, so confident in their abilities. But you look at the bench earlier when Gus was talking to his penalty killers, and the entire team is active. The entire team is standing hunched over the bench, waiting these final minute and 26 seconds.
And you know they're engaged. You know they want to end the stigma, like James mentioned before the game, of not being able to beat Fredonia. They're a minute 25 away from doing that on their home ice.
And it goes all the way the length of the ice, as it looked like Rivera tripped up on himself and could not keep the puck in play. Manley over to Haynes with it through the zone. Campbell does a good job stopping him, and he'll fire it down. Cannot clear as Barry wins it, because it would have been a hand pass if touched by anyone but Kurbis, who fires it back to his own blue line. Rivera with it now. And again, cannot stay on side is Jimmy Morgan, and that's a sloppy play.
Yeah,
it's a close call. Sorry, Luke. But Jimmy Morgan, you got to stay on side. There's no rush. There's no real need to fly into the zone. You've got to stay on side.
Yeah, and you're talking about Jimmy Morgan, one of the senior leaders on this Fredonia team. He wears that A as an alternate captain for them, and he just was offside. It's just not a great play there, and now the faceoff isn't even in the Oswego zone.
Manley gets the faceoff from his center and will punch it in deep, but Devin Campbell there to play it. He'll fire it around the boards and go out of play.
Look out.
So we'll take a offensive zone draw for Fredonia. 49 seconds left in this game. They've got to score really soon.
Yeah, they've kind of lollygagged it around.
Of course, coming up after these final 49 seconds will be the post-game show, as Mike Gross and the guys will give highlights and analysis from the entire game, as well as this last third period, which saw a couple goals scored, one by each side. Fires the length of the ice is Oswego, and it goes in! Almost 200 feet. And I could not quite make out the number, but it looked like Carter Allen on almost a 200-foot pass, low right through the middle of the ice, and that goes in.
I absolutely love that. I think it was Menendal there that had the goal, as he will lead the handshake line, much to the delight of this home crowd as they get to celebrate one more. And a 4-1 lead, that all about does it here on the replay. Look at that, all the way down the ice. Really impressive from Menendal. And you know, it might have been a free goal, but it was an impressive one nonetheless.
And that just about ices the game here. With just 44 seconds left, Oswego has a 4-1 lead. And Menendal with his 6th or 7th goal of the season. And really just an impressive play by him.
Yeah, and it was funny to see after. It looked like maybe someone behind the glass on Oswego's scratches might have said something after it, because they had a little bit of a laugh there as Menendal turned around to celebrate with his teammates that were scratched. But just an all-around great effort from Oswego tonight. A real hard 60 minutes of hockey, and it's going to be a well-deserved win. And that was the second empty net goal of the season, actually, from Menendal.
And Oswego looks to improve to 9-2 on the season in SUNYAC play. 16-3-1 all time as the puck goes the length of the ice. No ice as Tommy Martin touched the puck.
Yeah, and the keys are out in the student section with 30 seconds to go. Just like I said, a great effort from Oswego State tonight to drop that 3-game Fredonia winning streak.
And quite nearly a full 60 as Campbell dumps the puck into Menendal. Max Blitz picks it up with 6 seconds left, 5, and he's just about to wait for it as Tommy Martin looks for it. And they're going to call the icing with 0.8 seconds left. And might as well call it, but I guess not here. As Oswego improves, as I mentioned, to 16-3-1, 9-2 in conference play. And Luke, you researched this earlier, I believe, leading into the whiteout weekend. And Oswego sitting comfortable. You can't afford more than, what, 5 losses?
You can't, yeah. Devin Campbell really is the one that touched on it in the interview. You can't afford more than 5 losses, and Oswego's done a great job after that loss against Williams at home of bouncing back, and an awesome performance back from spring break in front of the home crowd. And they'll be back at it again tomorrow night against Buffalo State, looking to repeat this performance.
And perhaps most importantly, they split the season series with Fredonia, and Fredonia really not sitting pretty. After a quick early start in SUNYAC play, they fall to 0-3-2 in their last 5 SUNYAC games. Again, have not won a SUNYAC game since December 2nd, and that is really tough for this team that's looking to be like the Plattsburgh of last year, coming on hot to start the second half in SUNYAC play.
Yeah, and it seemed like when the Lakers were kind of splitting those weekend series, first they lost to Fredonia, then the following weekend they lose to Geneseo. but since then they've really picked up their play and they've showed up. When there's a little bit of panic, maybe amongst fans, maybe a little bit in the locker room, the Lakers really rallied together. It started with whiteout weekend, but it's continued all the way through and now into the spring semester.
And now, although Fredonia's only 4th in the SUNYAC, they were getting top 15 votes from D3Hockey.com. So a very impressive win for the Lakers nonetheless. And Riche plays an excellent game. One of his best, I would say. Didn't see too many big chances, but earlier in the season, you might see a couple of weak goals go in. Not tonight.
I thought it was a great performance from Riche. He really stayed within himself. He stayed controlled with his pads. He really did a nice job in the butterfly tonight. Only allowed 1 goal. It was a 2-on-1. Like you said, Matt, maybe he should have been expecting that shot after deciding not to pass, but really not on him there. So a great performance from Riche and just overall a really gritty, grinded out game for the Lakers, but a lot of talent was shown also.
Nearly a full 60 minutes, and that's all for the third period as the Lakers defeated the Fredonia Blue Devils by a score of 4-1. Stay tuned for the postgame show only on WTOP 10.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me.
Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to Moreno Campus Center and the post-game show with a final score of 4-0. The Lakers, 4-1, excuse me. The Lakers came out with a victory, and what a game this was. Start us off with the third period.
It was a great job by Oswego. Even though they gave up that early goal in the period, they bounced back, got their 2-goal lead back, and then they were able to finish it off with the empty netter.
I mean, they really never lost their footing throughout this whole game. They were in control the whole time, from the first face-off all the way down to the last seconds of the game.
And it looked like, we talked about it in the second intermission, will Fredonia transfer their defense, their great defense in the second period, to their offense? And they did. They got a lot of shots up. They got a goal in the third period. Did you think it would turn around for Fredonia?
Well, it certainly looked that way at the beginning of the period, because they were able to catch Oswego on the rush. Their defense wasn't in position, and they got that early goal. But then Oswego did, like I said, did a great job rebounding, keeping their footing, staying focused. Here's that goal. He goes upper glove side, just beat him, and he caught the defense out of position, getting back on defense in the rush.
And you know, Curry tried his best to get down on the ground to try to block that shot, but unfortunately it went in vain there. But they responded back. You're going to get one, we're going to get two on you to get the score to 4-1.
And there were 2 goals in the third period, 2 goals in the first period, all 4 goals only by 2 players, Max Novick and Josh Nenadal. If we can take a look at both third period goals from Oswego, we'll see that in just a moment.
Yeah, and here you just have Novick at the point. Same thing as the first period on the power play, just getting his shooting length, and they screen the goalie. Phenomenal job by the team. And here's the empty netter. It was 6v4. Oswego was on the penalty kill, and Fredonia was empty net. They were able to clear it, and it just